and welcome to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen, and I'm the Dungeon Master of this ragtag group of heroes and adventurers.
Hi everybody, I'm Claire. I'm playing Mira, who's a Dragonborn Sorcerer, half red dragon, half silver dragon. Originally was a bit of a politician, and now has joined the adventuring life, probably to a greater extent than she ever expected.
Hi everyone, I'm Michael. I'm playing Lockie, a Warforged Artificer. Originally was part of a flying castle, but I've since left and resumed an adventure with my now friends.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm Jared, and I play the character of Jin. He is a level 6 Law Bard and a level 2 Hexblade Warlock. I'm currently an associate and ally of the Tempest Guild, and I'm helping them in their goal of stopping the Queen of Dragons, Tiamat.
Hello, I'm Ali, and I'm playing Shana, the Yuan-Ti Sorcerer, who is traveling with the Tempest Adventuring Guild, trying to find the other half of her soul, who is hiding somewhere away, far from reach.
Hi guys, I'm Matt, playing Yervith, the sneaky Wood Elf Ranger and Rogue, who, after a tragic incident in the jungle with his previous expedition, has now joined up with this lovely ragtag group of adventurers and is looking to see what happens next.
Hello!
Hi!
Hello, everybody! Hello, and welcome back to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen, and we are playing Tyranny of Dragons. Firstly, thank you everybody who's been checking out our Curse of Strahd campaign. We had our first episode go live on Halloween. What a crazy coincidence that definitely didn't take months of planning. So thank you everybody who came and watched it live. We had an awesome session running our first Curse of Strahd. Went really nicely following on from the session 0. So if you haven't listened to session 0, if you just jumped straight in with session 1, I do recommend checking out session 0. We do a lot of mechanic stuff, but we also have a fair bit of roleplay. I mean, I didn't intend for this, but the players literally just started doing a shared backstory and just started roleplaying their shared backstory. So I just let it happen because it was really great, really entertaining. So that just happened, and that's now like their shared history. But yeah, first episode of Curse of Strahd was particularly spooky. The team travelled out to the ruined town of Dowbridge to investigate some missing adventurers, and we had our first sanity rolls as well as mist began to roll in around the party. And Jared, your character did pass his sanity check. Luther did pass.
Yes, he did really well.
We had a few who did not pass their very first sanity checks of the night, and that was lots of fun having that play out. So yeah, very excited for the next session to see how that goes down. That's pretty much the only thing I was going to say about Curse of Strahd. I've done some updating of the wiki, so the wiki page now has the now revised sanity system that we're using. I've made a few little quick changes to it just to make it even better. And I've also updated some of the homebrew information on Nostea if you wanted to set your campaign in Nostea, this universe that we're using for the Tyranny of Dragons and for Curse of Strahd. You should now have enough resources to hopefully get you started. If you've got any questions, please feel free to comment on YouTube, comment on the Discord if you've got the Discord link, or just on Facebook, send me a message if you've got any questions and you wanted to run it in Nostea. I did have someone reach out and ask about the history of the elves in Nostea, so I've done a little bit more bumping out of that. Sounds like they might be interested in running a campaign in it. If so, thank you very much. That's really cool. And I've been set a challenge by Michael and Claire to rewrite Spelljammer. I will do that at some point. Let's get through Curse of Strahd first, eh? And whatever campaign comes after Tyranny of Dragons. That's all the announcements from me. How about you guys? Anything fun to share? Any cool new experiences? I know, Michael and Claire, you guys are freezing to death in New South Wales at the moment. We've had a bit of a cold snap down south.
Yes.
I'm actually going to turn the heater on.
All right.
Yeah. Strong winds and not nearish to us, lots of snow. So
Yeah.
If you're around the Oberon area, etc., stay safe on the roads.
Stay safe. Stay safe, stay inside, listen to D&D. That's my advice.
Yeah, listen to D&D.
Yep.
Come hang out with us.
Put on the heater, come and listen to some D&D. There's a lot of episodes of Tyranny of Dragons that you can catch up on. There are, in fact, after tonight, 94 episodes of Tyranny of Dragons that you can go and enjoy. 95. This is the 95th episode. So yeah, there's a lot of Tyranny of Dragons for you to go catch up. If you were interested in Curse of Strahd, there's only 2 sessions at the moment, so that'll get you started. How's everyone else looking? Matt, your puppy's coming along. She's teething. I think you said
good.
before.
Yeah, she's teething at the moment, so that's been a whole lot of fun. She was just starting to come like really nice and cute and
polite, and now she wants to bite everything.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's fine.
I found that with Lumi, when she sort of hit 1 year old, one bit, she started entering this teenage rebellious phase where she like didn't really want to do what she was told anymore. It lasted for about 2 months, and then she suddenly was like the bestest girl again and would do whatever she was asked to do. And it's been perfect after that. So I don't know if that was a specific Cavoodle thing or whether you'll have that to look forward to as well, but keep an eye out for that. Like literally I'd be like, sit, and she'd immediately get up and run away. I'd be like, what the fuck? What is this?
Yeah. We'll see. Nice.
You can't tell me what to do, Dad. Just take off.
She's been really good though lately. Like up until like the last couple of days, she's lost a few teeth, but I wouldn't say that she was teething per se. But like the last couple of days have been particularly bad. She I don't know. I couldn't tell which one it was. I think it was one on the top part of her jaw, and it was quite a large one. And that fell out. We were just playing some tug of war, and it fell out. And I was like, ooh, that's a big tooth. And yeah, she was.
Did she try to eat them?
That. Nah.
Oh, okay.
Not really. No,
just
I
my
usually find
weirdo
them on the
dog
carpet
then.
or whatever. Yeah, I think dogs usually do it though. Yeah, I don't know. I found a lot of them around, so I don't know if she eats them or not. She might eat some, but yeah.
Well, there you go.
Got a little collection going, which we'll throw out. But
yeah, I was gonna say keep him for the calcium, right?
Yeah.
Now I should say Jared is with us tonight. You won't be able to see his face right now if you're watching the stream or on YouTube. He's just getting his camera up and running. And Raph, who plays the character of Shivers, is also coming. He's just been a bit delayed. He will get here as soon as he can, and he'll jump in when he's able to. I think that were the main ones.
I'll probably have the camera up in 5 or 10.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Nice.
I've just noticed my camera is lagging a touch. I'm just going to reset it.
Just don't want people to see me like, scoffing down dinner.
I mean, that's fair. That's very fair. You'll notice my camera's just disappeared for a second. I'm just going to get it back up and running again just because it's being a bit weird tonight, so I'm just going to reset it really quickly.
I'm just looking at cobble dogs.
Yeah, cobble dogs are beautiful.
Give me a minute.
There we go. Camera's back up and it's looking perfect. Alrighty, I better do a quick recap so that we can be all caught up, and then we will start the session. The Tempest Adventuring Guild, a group of mercenaries, explorers, and adventurers, has been working to thwart the machinations of a group known as the Order of the Dragon. This cult has been amassing power, wealth, and knowledge in an attempt to perform a ritual which would bring a dark draconic god, Tiamat, back into the world. Our story has been following the escapades of some of the members of this group: Mira, Jin, Lockie, Yervith, and Shana, who have now journeyed from Chiari to a tower located on a tiny island in the Shattered Isles. Shivers, a Tabaxi priest of Mors Sacris, a religion heavily tied to necromancy, has led the party to Zonthar's tower, a crumbling ruin now being used by the cult as a base. One of the cult members, Iskander, sent Shivers to locate the party, offering the blue dragon mask in exchange for his safety. Arriving at the tower, the group navigated a dangerous maze, fought members of the cult, and have now delved deep into the undercroft below to try and find Iskander. After a tense battle with some elemental myrmidons, the group have been following a blood trail through the catacombs. The trail led the party to a large room containing 2 massive hourglasses, with some strange golden glowing sand contained within. Also in the room was the body of Iskander, having succumbed to some pretty serious injuries only hours before they arrived. Lockie, curious about how the hourglass functioned, decided to slowly tilt one, causing time in the local area to act very strangely indeed, and reverting Lockie to his form from 33 years ago. With the blue dragon mask now theirs, the party decided to explore the dungeon a little more, coming across a trapped Afriti, a genie of fire, called Taraz the Fair. After some back and forth, the party decided to free him, allowing the djinn to open a portal to the elemental plane of fire and depart this world. This sudden and rather unexpected use of planar energy intrigued Varus, the warlock patron of Jin and Shana, causing him to finally reveal himself to all members of the party. Jin used this opportunity to end his pact with Varus, stripping him of his warlock powers.
Huge.
Huge. The group, now a little bit spooked, have been searching through the other rooms of the basement level, but upon opening a hidden door in a library, papers scattered about the shelves and floor slowly begin to rise up around the party, buffeting them with their sharp, thin edges. We're actually going to jump straight into where we left off last time. As all of you are in the library room with the circular shelves all around, sort of examining the desks, I think is where you started off with, and then heading over to examine the bookshelves. As I believe it was you, Jin, who was looking through the bookshelf and activated this little hidden... Oh, no, it was Yervith. It was Yervith.
It was Yervith, yeah.
Yervith. As you activated a little secret switch and headed into another room with a study and a series of old, dried-up alchemical ingredients. As you went into that room, the papers around the edge of the room began to rustle ominously, and you watch as they begin rising up, little vortexes of swirling paper. What we're going to do, I am going to throw you immediately into initiative. Not because there's necessarily combat, but because I want to know what things are happening in what order. So make sure to click on your character, then click on Roll Initiative in D&D Beyond.
Nice.
Beyond not sponsored.
And just for the record, I did notice there's a second secret room on the other bookshelf.
You did,
in
yep.
the south.
You did.
Which I was going to go to next, but now this is happening, so
Exactly right.
yeah, all good.
That is 100% correct. You are correcto.
Yeah, but this does not sound him. He's like, bye.
Doesn't even care.
Yeah.
So, has everyone rolled initiative? Yes, just the
I swear I clicked my character token before I rolled.
you asshole. That's okay. I'll add you to the initiative right now. Go. What was your initiative?
And
I can't even see it. It hasn't come through to.
It hasn't come
20.
through. Like,
Might have to
Yeah.
refresh.
no,
your,
it's it rolled in the D&D Beyond.
Yeah, mine did as well.
It's weird.
That's right. Just if you refresh your Beyond 20s, that should fix it up. I'll just add Jin to the initiative order right now. Jin, what was yours?
I unfortunately got 8.
8. Wow,
Everyone
you guys,
rolled really.
yeah,
A lot of people rolled.
you guys did not roll
there.
well.
I'm just going to do an
Shivers
acrobatics
is
check,
first.
not for anything. I just want to see if it connects. Okay, it's working again.
It's working now, yeah. Let's put on some... I don't want to say battle music, but some more intense music.
put on the theme from the first Harry Potter movie, where they're in the.
Oh, that... Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't so heavily copyrighted that Warner Brothers would literally strip me of house and home, yeah, I'd consider it. If you want to hum it along in the background, you can. But no, you can't actually, no, because YouTube algorithm's getting better at picking that shit up now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Shivers is actually going to be the first one off the ranks. As these sheets of paper begin rising up and moving around, almost small vortexes of paper, Shivers looks over at the paper and goes, I think the paper is doing something weird. Is that normal? As he points at the swirling strips of paper.
You're the wizard.
Did you say that? Did you say that?
No, Mira would notice.
Oh, that's a shame. Shivers is going to walk over to one of the strips of paper and have a bit of a closer look and investigate it. The paper swirls around this little vortex of paper, and he's going to reach out and try and catch one. Being a cat, I'm going to make an athletics check as if he is doing a grapple attack. That's an 11. That's not fantastic. Shivers goes, oh, but no, it's just not enough. Damn it. As Shivers goes to grab the paper, it just swirls past his claws. He's like, trying to grasp it as it flies past him. He's then going to sort of look back at it and go like, I do not think this paper is friendly. What do you think we should do? I'm going to hold my action and wait for things to happen. He's gone French. I'm sorry, he's gone French. Shivers will hold his action. If it looks like they're taking aggressive moves, he will make an attack. Amazing. The paper whirlwinds. Jin, you're quite close to one. The paper whirlwind zooms in and moves into your square. Could I have you please make me a wisdom saving throw as the paper begins swirling around you?
Alright, give me a quick sec.
And I'll roll a dice for Lockie and Mira for this as well. That's going to be Mira.
I
Mira?
was just in the laundry.
How dare you? Unacceptable.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
That's bad. 16 though might be good.
16's alright. I'm just going to make them a little bit bigger.
Thank
so they
God,
can get
that's
them
no
behind.
bonuses.
Mira, could I also please have a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
The other one's going to move 5, 10,
0.
15.
That's a big old average 10.
It's a big old average 10. That's great. I'm very happy with the 10. This one's going to move
by
on
the
to
way.
Shana. Actually, Shana, could I have a wisdom save from you too, please? And the last one's going to move on to
Is it a
Shivers.
spell?
It's not a spell.
Not a spell.
This is not a spell. It's not a spell.
Not a spell. What's all these tens?
Yay, 10 pennies.
We've got tons of 10s. Okay, so Jin, as the
Yeah,
papers
okay.
begin swirling around you, the words seem to peel off the page, carving themselves in the space before you, this language that you don't know or speak, and you begin to hear whispers at the edge of your hearing. Nothing more serious than that for the moment. Mira and Shana, as the And I better roll for Shivers too. Wisdom saving throw. Shivers is pretty wise. 20. Yeah, Shivers is fine as well. You watch as this begins swirling around. Shivers goes, I think they like me. It's like swirling around him. Shana and Mira. What was that, Mira?
You know the cat thing that they do?
Yeah, the pouring at the air. Yeah.
It's like a laser pointer and be like,
Exactly. Mira and Shana. As the papers begin swirling around you, tighter and tighter again. Same as Jin and same as Shivers. You begin to see letters being left behind, almost streaks of light left behind as the papers swirl around, these letters carved into the air before you. There is knowledge contained here. Vast, dark knowledge. Knowledge that was not meant to be known by anyone. And as you begin to read these letters and make them out, an intense fear takes grip in your mind. You each take 11 points of psychic damage, and you are frightened for the moment.
Oh, I should also let
Oh, yeah?
the whole party know I'm currently level 9, not 11.
Yes. So Jin, remember, lost his Warlock levels. He's
So
on
I'm
9.
actually a bit more squishier now. And
Actually, that reminds me really nicely, Jin. As the paper begins swirling around you, you hear at the edge of your vision, with these whispers, a very faint chuckle. And you watch as your armor begins to melt into black smoke, disappearing off your body. Any equipment that you carry that is non-magical. Is your armor magical? It's just adamantine, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so any non-magical equipment that you are no longer proficient in with the loss of your Warlock levels melts into black smoke and drops to the ground and fades away. As Varys...
Is that my shield?
Yep, that will disappear as well. If it's non-magical, as Varys takes back
I can
all
still
of his gifts.
I can still wear the adamantium breastplate, so it gives me 16 armor class. It just means I have...
Is it magic?
issues.
Is adamantine magic? I'm not sure it is.
It's on the edge, isn't it?
It's uncommon.
Adamantine. Let's have a look. Let's see.
I don't think it is actually.
I'm just
I
looking.
bought that though. I've spent 500 gold on it rather.
That's okay. Don't worry too much. Don't worry too much. Yes, it is not magical. It is affected by all things that are like that as well, including rust monsters. Don't worry too much, Jin. You don't have to worry too much. Unfortunately, you've broken contract with a very powerful Warlock patron who, despite...
Hey, these weren't his armor. I bought them, the bastard.
I don't think he cares. You watch as Jin, as the paper swirls around you and these little bits of paper cut the armor and your shield and anything else that's non-magical that you're no longer proficient in melts into black smoke and coalesces at your feet as you hear this very faint laughter. You guys watch as Jin's shit just starts melting into black smoke around
I think it's only that though, admittedly.
I think it's just the adamantine in the breastplate.
Because
your sword, you were using
adamantine breastplate hurts.
that sucks.
Well, wait, it's things he's got proficiency from Warlock in, right?
Yes, that's why I mean.
That's why I think and then shield. That's unfortunate because wasn't that one of the dragon?
Yeah, I only have like the. Oh no! The shield is just a normal shield.
Shield's a normal shield. It's not made from dragon scale. If it's the dragon scale one, that's not going to be affected. The dragon scale.
That's the cloak of my. That's a cloak of lightning resistance.
Yeah, so your cloak remains. That's not affected. Because you wouldn't anyway, because you're proficient. It's not affected by proficiency. But yeah, anything that you were proficient in that is equipment, Varys melts off your body for breaking contract with him.
Fuck.
Sorry about that. That's all for the paper whirlwinds. Lockie, you're up next. The paper doesn't seem to have targeted you for some reason. These swarms of flying pages. You're not sure why.
Does it say anything interesting? I'm curious.
Do you want to have a bit of a look and see if you can figure out what the words are being carved and left behind?
Yes. What's one class? I think I'll step into this space here. And I'll try and see the ones that are flickering in front of Shana.
Ooh, as you move out of range of the one attacking Jin, it will make an opportunity attack because you did move. Until this point, they had not known that you were a creature. That's why they didn't attack. Their intelligence is super low. Oh. So they just you were a construct not moving, so they didn't go for you because you weren't flesh and blood. But you have now moved, so they are going to make an attack.
All right.
That's a 21. Holy shit.
That will hit. Just.
It's alright. It's not going to do a huge amount of damage, so don't panic too much. 6.
6.
piercing damage.
Yes.
As these papers, even though you're made of very stern metal and wood armor, the paper just cuts through, and these tiny paper cuts start cracking across your armor. This force of the movement around.
That stings.
Does that mean Shiver's held action goes off?
Oh yeah. Shiver's held action definitely goes off. However, Shivers can't do a huge amount inside the the swarm. He'll do Vampiric Touch, I think. Oh, I don't want to use all his spell slots while Raph's not here. Let's have a quick look. How many spell slots has he got left?
Is there cantrip or anything?
He hasn't got any cantrips that are like attacking ones.
Take Toll the Dead?
Doesn't have Toll the Dead. He did not take Toll the Dead. I tell you his cantrips right now. He's got Alarm, Comprehend Languages, Detect Magic, Find Familiar, Identify, or Unseen Servant. So,
wow.
Shivers isn't great. Even first level spells. Alarm. Oh, sorry. There are his first level spells. Oh, he can do. Sorry, he can do Chill Touch, but it's a ranged creature.
Oh, Chill Touch is ranged.
Yeah, Chill Touch. He'll still do Chill Touch because nothing else he can do. So let's do Chill Touch. That's a 14. That is just enough to do 19 necrotic. Actually, tell you what. So that he doesn't take the penalty, he'll target the one on you, Jin, because you're furthest away, and he sort of sees your armor melt off and goes, "Ah, it's okay. I will help you." Holds out this hand. You watch as this ghostly claw flies across and starts attacking your swarm. That's actually enough to kill it. So you watch, Jin, as these papers surround you and your armor begins melting off with this laugh. Shivers just throws out this hand made of crackling green energy, and it dissolves the paper around you, like literally crumbling it into dust. The laughter stops and you hear, "Oh, fuck." In the edge of your hearing, as Varus was kind of hoping that you might have a bit of a tougher time than that. Sorry, Lockie. It is still your turn. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Jen. I just wanted to see if there's anything I can actually read on the paper.
Oh, can you make me an Arcana check, please?
Yes.
Chat are right. They're like, Chill Touch, neither chill nor touch. Yeah, no, it's a very appropriately named spell, Chill Touch. It's one of the weird ones. 16, Lockie. As you begin to look over the swarms of papers, they fly around. Because you're not inside one, you can't make out the words carving themselves into the space around you. You don't see any of that, but as the paper flies past, you sort of manage to grab one really quickly and have a look. It just looks like a piece of paper, describing trade and export from a city name that you don't recognize, and mentioning something about needing to supply greater amounts of, ironically, adamantine for the impending conflict.
Wow.
You sort of look, you're like, it seems a bit boring, and the paper wriggles itself free from your hand and begins flying around the swarm again around Mira.
Okay.
I'd say that's a bonus action to do that.
Bonus action?
I'd say that's a bonus
as it gets out, I'm able just to, one last little swipe and just hit it with a shocking grasp.
Yeah, of course. Make me a spell attack, please.
Spell attack.
19's going to hit. Roll me some damagios, please.
On the topic of Chill Touch, I feel like that's one of those spells that's open to be reflavoring by the DM. That's just something that's you can make that whatever you want.
So, a spoiler warning for Curse of Strahd, but every single spell is being reflavored in terms of how it appears. Cool. Every single spell cast in Barovia is retextured. And I've had to think about the big ones, and there's a couple of small ones I've had a lot of fun with. I had a really cool idea about Big B's Hand. I don't want to give anything away, just in case someone takes Big B's Hand.
One of my favorite spells.
One of the best spells.
Find out. Listen,
I love that spell.
Find out in 70 sessions when they get high enough level to cast Big B's Hand. Unless they die. 14, Lockie. That is nice. As you reach out this hand of crackling energy, it arcs from page to page. You know that paper is not a conducting force for lightning, but for some reason, something about these, the electricity crackles through them and arcs around Mira. The pages explode into dust as they're destroyed. That one's down past half health. That is awesome. It wasn't wiped out in a single go. The papers begin slowly falling. The energy causing them to sort of whirl around rapidly so just dissipates as if the wind has died down, and you watch they begin slowly sinking back towards the ground. Anything else on your turn, Lockie?
Not really, but if they're there, should we collect them together or keep them apart?
Ooh.
You do you, Pikachu.
Sorry?
You do you, Pikachu.
Yeah, you do what you want, man.
Well, I'll leave that one to somebody else, but I'm just observing that they all seem to act together as if I was hitting one.
Is it a dick move to have Shivers command Tibbles to go and pick up all the pieces of paper? Is that a dick move?
Depends if it's foreshadowing or not.
Ah.
Yeah, we can't kill our zombies.
I don't know. I don't think there's anything that's going to happen. I can't envisage consequences for this. All right, Lockie, sounds like there's nothing else on your turn. We'll pass over to Jin. Jin, what's your passive perception? You've got quite high passive perception.
18.
18, yes, you've got very high passive perception. Jin, as that first stack of paper that was surrounding you is vaporized and turned into dust, you watch as in between two of the bookcases, slowly, what looks to be a statue begins to form.
Oh.
Just the feet and legs made of stone crackling up as the dust from the papers moves and begins coalescing around the feet and forming feet up towards the shins. It looks like a figure, a humanoid figure wearing robes as it slowly begins rising up. And at its feet appears to be a small cat made of stone.
What?
So it's a stone figure,
Yeah, statue.
but it's starting to move.
No, it's being
Lifelike?
formed. It's
Like life
slowly
size?
as so it's
Oh,
slowly
it's
forming from the
forming.
ground up as the dust from the paper settles. It gets pulled over and begins forming the feet and legs of this statue,
Okay.
as well as the cat. Oh, I saw
All
Raph
right.
for a second.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone again. That's right. He'll be back. They always come back.
Eee.
Yeah, anything else? Anything? Raph's here. Hello. Perfect timing, Raph. I've just had Shivers grab a piece of paper that was flying around him, causing people to go mad, and then he vaporized the one attacking Jin.
Classic.
Perfect.
Also, by the way, your cat dog is behind you, and I can see its tail, so it looks
Yeah.
like you really are a tabaxi.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so Jin, what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna walk next to this thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and talk with it, just real quick.
So at the moment
Like,
you're talking to statue, which is a pair of feet up towards the knees. Doesn't go any higher than the knees at this point.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Okay, so the feet and the knees they're forming.
Yes, and that's as far as it gets. You watch as it stops there, it
Okay.
stalls and stops there.
Oh right, okay. What I might do is I'm gonna move over here behind this door because I only have 13 armor class and 66 health. I'm super duper like squishy.
Squishy.
Actually, yeah, no, I'll stay here. I'm going to. I don't really want to. Because, yeah, I'm going to ready an action. Now, that magic stone thing that's coming at, like, forming, looks like it's magic. So I'm going to ready a 4th level Dispel Magic if it takes any form of aggressive actions.
So Jin, as you step back out into the corridor beyond, you're now standing once again in astral space. Just this open doorway in front of you. So that's where the corridor is. But it's okay, no, it's right. You're standing on the platform. You've not just dropped into astral space, plummeting to your death.
Oh, okay. If I knew that was... Okay, I completely forgot that was a thing. I would actually probably move into this, like, secret...
Into the secret door. Yeah.
In view of this thing, but near Yervith.
Yeah, no, fair enough. That's absolutely fine.
That's probably what I would actually do.
Jin, as you rush in,
Yeah,
Yervith, you can see that there's a bunch of paper flying around, and like Jin's no longer wearing his beautiful breastplate. In fact, there's still wisps of black smoke falling off him as he runs through.
We need help. Yes? Good. And I'm just going to hold out my hand ready to cast Spell Magic on this thing if it actually gets really aggressive.
Yeah, easy.
Any form of aggression,
Yeah.
like, I'll probably do it.
I like it. I'll have that held action in mind.
Need help?
Shana.
What's going on out there?
Oh, yeah, well, no, do that first. That sounds like fun.
Books and knowledge are attacking us. If floated around me, weird, strange language, try to do something to me. I'm not sure exactly. Other people were attacked by it and took damage, like took some form of damage. So yeah, it's a bit dicey out there.
I got rid of it. It's okay.
There's more.
Shivers, you're like right in the middle of them. There's one like swirling around you, Eldritch Knowledge trying to push its way into your brain, but so far you've proved resistant. I should say for you, Shivers, as this Eldritch Knowledge tries to push its way into your brain, like there's a lot of Eldritch Knowledge already in your brain. At the end of last session, you picked up a book called the Necronomicon, which you are still holding. So, as the Eldritch Knowledge from these pages tries to push in, you're like, oh, there's no room here. All of the space for Eldritch Knowledge has been taken.
Stop, I'm full.
I'm full up to here of dark and forbidden knowledge. Alright. Shana, I pass over to you.
Alright, so when you're afraid, is that the one where you can't attack them, or is that the one where you have to run away?
So, afraid the condition is you have to use your movement to run away. You can't willingly move closer. And I believe you have disadvantage on attack throws. You have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. So.
And it's the one that was on top of her that she's afraid of, yeah? Yes, alright. Well, so is it movement and action, as in you have to take the dash action? Or is it just movement?
You just willingly can't move closer. So you don't have to run away, but generally for roleplay purposes, most people do.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go do that run away. So we're gonna go 1, 2, probably just following Jin actually. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then if I attack one of the other books, is that still part of the fear condition?
It's within line of sight, so yes. As long as the source of fear is within line of sight, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Alright, she's gonna try anyway with just her usual Eldritch Blast trio.
Go for it. With disadvantage, please.
Yes.
I think you'll still be fine. And which one are you attacking? The one that was within you?
Yeah, the one that was.
Awesome.
So that's 1.
I should say, as you run away, it's going to try and attack you with its reaction. But that's okay. I'll just roll that really quickly. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry because it doesn't hit you anyway. A 14 doesn't hit Shana, I'm guessing?
Hell yeah. Nope, it doesn't. Also, I totally lost a crit due to that disadvantage.
Oh no. Yes, let's have a quick look.
No.
So 10 and 13. 13's not quite enough. 28 and 24. 24 will hit. 16 and 20. 16 will hit. So you get 2 attacks on the one that was attacking you. You're gonna roll me some damages. John
Second
damages.
damage.
Alrighty, so 6 and 6 for a total of 12. Nice, that's half health. Brilliant. Shana, as you blast, you watch as the paper, the force or the wind or the magic that's sustaining this vortex of paper suddenly and immediately just dies down. A few of the papers that haven't got holes blasted in them from your amazing just release of Eldritch Blast begin just slowly settling like leaves falling to the ground. Jin, you're watching the statue very, very closely. As some of the papers are disintegrated, the statue rises up towards the top of the thigh.
Oh, okay.
Nothing else happens. It's just a statue.
Yeah.
But I love how on edge all of you are with this description.
Well, I honestly, I had nothing to even really do in the combat though. I have no attack cantrips at the moment.
Would Shana, unless there's anything else you want to do, we are going to jump over to Jin.
Again.
Oh yeah.
No.
That's not right.
Oh,
I think
because
both Jin and I are on there twice.
Oh, which one are you, Jin? Are you 13?
I'm actually 8.
Okay, we'll tell you what then.
The 13.
Just take it the 13.
You know what? Just take the 13 now.
And Shana, what was yours? Yours was 5, really, was it?
It was 10.
Oh, that's easy then. There you go. So, Yervith.
Yep. Perfect.
You
Amazing.
tricksy little hobbit says, rolling initiative twice is very naughty. Yervith.
I'm not sure why I didn't actually. I don't know why I did that. Oh, because my D&D Beyond wasn't
I think
working.
it was delayed
Yeah.
in the roll beyond 20
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
It wasn't working. Yeah.
Yep. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yervith's gonna go look inside and be like, "What's going on? Ugh. Paper.
My mortal enemy.
My mortal enemy.
Paper.
Ah. Yeah, I don't know. What's he gonna do?
I mean,
my spell slots are pretty much tapped out.
You've still got. Remember, Eleanor's still down there, like in amongst the paper.
Yeah. No, that's fine. He is going to try and like take a shot, I guess, at like maybe one of the swirling bits of paper. He's just going to try and. So
there's only one that's swirling that's still left. That's the one around Shivers. The other two are starting to slowly sink to the floor.
Yeah, he's going to try and shoot the swirling papers, trying really hard to not hit Shivers though, because I can imagine this would be a bit tricky.
Yeah, Shivers is in the middle of this swirling paper, so make me a roll. I'll let you know now that a roll of less than 10, Shivers is not going to be loving you for that.
That's fine. That's okay. Oh, what's a
12's close. That's a natural 1.
Oh fuck!
Just roll your second arrow.
I roll a plus 11. That's fine.
Roll your second arrow. Natural 1's going to be punished. Don't worry. That's 29. Holy shit. Okay, so Yervith, you look down. You pull out your bow. Test the bowstring. Pull out an arrow. It's just paper, right? You can shoot. This is going to be easy. You just line up the shot, and then just as you're about to release, one of the pages moves, and you see Shiver's face looking out with a big smile, like, "Oh, you will save me, Yervith." And then the arrow releases. The arrow, boom, right across Shivers' shoulder. Shivers, this thing was so close to hitting you, it just right past your cheek as you feel it go past and slam into the bookshelf behind you. The arrow, the feathers still like poking out next to your face as you like turn slowly and look at the shaft of the arrow, and then back at Yervith. Yervith's already knocked the second arrow and let loose, probably trying to like pretend that didn't happen and just get the second arrow out there. This shot is much better. Yervith, you time this much better as 4 pieces of paper line up perfectly. The arrow knocks them on the other side of Shivers' face. Shivers has like the 2 arrows, one loaded up with paper, one with not. The paper's still like jiggling on this arrow trying to move before it slowly begins to dissolve back into ash and dust. Jin, as it does so, you watch as Balthazar, the statue, begins to form a bit more, this time up to the waist. You can see that it looks to be an older gentleman wearing wizardly robes, and you can see that the cat at his feet is actually like leaning up against him with its tail erect in the air, sort of like leaning curiously out, looking out. Yervith, that is a total of, and you do get sneak attack on this, so that's 13 plus 4. Very nice, 17.
Yeah.
The paper having definitely dropped below half health. The wind just dies down. You watch the paper begin slowly sinking back towards the floor.
He's gonna bonus action. Are we wanting to read these pieces of paper? Are we just wanting to wreck it? I don't know.
That's up to you guys.
One I read was quite fun.
Yeah, he's gonna bonus action to get Eleanor.
Yep. Eleanor just piss on the paper.
Give the help action to someone if they need it.
Well, next up in turn is Mira. Do you want to give the help action to Mira?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Eleanor moves forward, Mira, and you feel this nuzzle of this draconic maw at the back of your... You feel the nuzzle of a draconic muzzle at the back of your leg in a comforting way. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Actually,
say that 10 times.
That's adorable, and that actually really works for what I had in mind for Mira to do. So she's afraid of this dark magic, the information, the knowledge.
Yeah,
and
true.
as she feels the touch of Eleanor and what she represents to Mira, which is basically like the hope of her whole race.
Yeah,
She's going to try and work through the fear. She's not going to attack. She's just going to let it happen around her and see if she can, with her sorceress sort of origins, glean anything from this sort of magic that this is.
Yeah. Can you roll me either an Arcana check or... What else would I get you to roll for this one?
It'll be with advantage because
I'm gonna say that cancels the disadvantage for the ability check, so it's a flat roll. I'm gonna say Arcana or Perception or Investigation, your choice.
Okay, I will do thematically Arcana.
Okay.
She's just trying to get in touch with whatever this is.
23!
Great.
Okay.
Oh.
Mira, as you center yourself and focus, Eleanor's comforting presence, comforting muzzle, nuzzling into your leg as you focus. Something about this magic resonates with your own. Not in the same sense that this is a draconic or elemental magic, but there's something about this. There's some shared connection here. And as one of the pieces of paper floats past, you just sort of lazily reach out and grab it, pull it down and look. And as you read the page, you know that what it's actually saying is something mundane. It's talking about a tributary that's being blocked that is now no longer supplying fresh water to one of these small settlements. But that's not what you see. You see past the illusion to the actual words beyond. And as you read, you feel a connection, a knowledge entering your mind. An understanding of some of the basics of planar travel enters your mind.
Oh shit.
And as you finish reading this page, it crumbles to dust in your hands. And in fact, the entire whirlwind around you does. Your fear condition is ended immediately. With knowledge and understanding comes confidence and a loss of fear of the unknown. Mira, you now know, as you look up this knowledge now in your mind and look towards Lockie, the core that is inside of him, this Nexal node, you know how to activate this and open a planar gateway. It's going to take a bit of time, and it's going to take a lot of magical energy, but you're pretty sure you could do it.
Yeah. I think as she kind of sees that and the illusion is revealed, her Ursat's eye flares with this light, this fire of knowledge, and as she kind of looks up and it kind of dissolves, she looks at Lockie, and Lockie sees like this blue eye afire with ideas, basically. Very
Nice.
cool.
Nice. Amazing. Anything else?
I think no. Oh, I guess with that knowledge, can I see the statue and be like, yeah? I won't do anything because I feel like that's a whole turn.
Mira, yeah, you look over the statue.
Yeah.
You don't know how you know this, but someone was petrified here long ago. Their essence broken down, their knowledge distilled to provide the library with much of its tomes. But they're coming back.
Okay.
Oh, good.
How do I communicate this in less than 6 seconds? There is much lost knowledge here, Lockie.
Hello?
Shivers, your turn, buddy.
I still have paper having a go at me.
Yeah, so it's no longer flying around you rapidly. It's now slowly sinking to the floor. Yervith having shot it with an arrow.
So it seems as though it's incapacitated or not.
I mean, it's no longer attacking you. So
Okay.
yeah, as far as you know, it's probably
Well,
dealt with.
that does not seem to be a problem then.
Can I say
is-
something, Shivers?
Yeah,
Real
of course you
quick?
can. Yeah, of course you can.
Shivers, I think the knowledge is manifesting. I'll point at that statue thing.
What do you think? Can I roll for the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, in this case, that's an Arcana or an Insight check. Your choice, and I'll explain different things based on which one you choose.
So I'm going Arcana.
You roll for a defuck. 23. Another 23. Jesus.
What the fuck?
Shivers, yeah, as you look across, this statue is slowly forming. You've seen some pretty similar magic used by your priests, the priests of Mors Sacris. Sometimes when they're entombing a body, a vessel, I should say, in the clay armor. Sometimes if it's required for a special purpose or it's a husk of some significance, maybe one of the high priests, it's not entombed in clay. It's actually protected by other metals, things like brass, bronze, sometimes even silver. And to form that around the body in a way that allows for the freedom of movement that is required for the vessels and the husks once they've been reanimated, the priests actually chant the metal on, using an ancient and very old form of transmutation and a very old ritual. their chanting actually liquefies the metal and allows it to rise up and cover the body. You think this is something a little bit similar. You're seeing a bit of a shared connection here, but rather than something inanimate covering something, this is something inanimate that's being broken down, that is being reformed. It's actually not too dissimilar from the mending cantrip, but on a much higher level. It's something being reformed from something that was broken.
And can I, on that roll, discover what the trigger seems to be making it come back?
Definitely. You've noticed the pattern. Every time these pages are destroyed, more of the statue reforms. And you can see at its feet a little cat sort of leaned up against it, tail sort of curling around its upper leg, sort of looking out curiously across the room.
So I'm just going to pick up some of the papers that have fluttered down to my feet and start ripping them.
Nice. Shivers, you just start tearing away at them. Can you make me an attack roll, please?
Okay.
Just with your claws. just do a. I think you've got a claw attack as a tabaxi.
I
Just
do
do that,
get a
bad boy.
Funky fresh.
Yeah.
Where
Just do
is
that. That's going to be brilliant. You have advantage on this because currently they are prone.
Lovely.
Technically.
Oh wait, I think that's
damage.
That's
Still
just
damage?
rolled the damage. Hold on.
19, yeah. I think in case you get a natural 20, 19. Okay, perfect. So two damage. Yeah, that's brilliant. Shivers, that's actually all you needed to do. 19 is there. 19 is their health. This one only had 2 hit points left. Shivers, you begin tearing up the paper, and as you tear it into pieces and like start throwing the pieces over your shoulder, I mean, you get a cathartic sense of joy out of this. This is fun. Something deep within you, something genetically is activated. Yeah. Yeah, some deep genetic joy starts manifesting itself as a cat just happily tearing shit apart. As you tear the paper into dust and the dust sort of flows down towards the floor and scatters, you watch as the statue reforms all the way up to the chest. Yeah, clearly this is some humanoid. Looks like an older gentleman. You can actually see the tip of a beard forming on the very top of the statue's chest now. It seems to be dressed in long robes, carrying a brown leather belt sort of wrapped around with looks to be like a coin purse, a few frozen potions, petrified potions made of stone. And you can actually see the hand that is currently formed. There's one hand that's invisible, bent up at the shoulder, so you can't see above the wrist. But the other hand seems to be holding a pipe of some sorts, obviously made of stone. That's what you see.
Okay. Do I have currently any pages within attacking range of me?
You'd have to walk past. You'd have to walk past Eleanor. There's one right in front of you. I'll ping it on the map for you there.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm with you. Good.
So the claw attack was your action, so you still have your bonus action if you want to command your zombos.
Oh, I do. Yes. I'll send both of them over to start erring at the paper.
Zombies are scared of books. It's a well-known fact. Zombies are illiterate, so they hate the written word in all its forms.
Makes sense.
I'll pull open the zombies stats if you like.
Please. Yeah, sorry, I don't have that up yet.
I'll grab that open now. Let's see some rolls for the zombos, hey?
Sounds good.
As they slam the books.
What do you need me to roll?
No, nothing. I'm rolling it right now.
Oh, you're rolling it.
If that's okay. I just figured it's quicker and easier.
17
is going to hit, as is a 15. That's going to be 4 points of damage. And 3 points of damage. That's enough. As the zombies just go... and begin tearing away at the paper as well. The paper gets scattered and turned to dust. The statue fully reforms. Yeah, you can see... I'll pull it forward so you can actually see the token there. It looks like an older human gentleman. You can see that he seems to be quite elderly, maybe in his late 80s, early 90s. Long white beard down towards his chest. You can see it's braided in a few places. A few beads have been woven into the beard as well. He's got sort of half-moon spectacles balanced on a slightly crooked nose as if it's been broken. And you can see his eyes are closed, almost as if there's an expression of almost fear on his face. As you see that his sort of hand holding the pipe has dropped down, the other hand's actually come up to protect him, and he's frozen in place. And it's a very weird statue to have been carved, and that's what you see.
And the cat is just a stone cat next to him.
Stone cat standing on all fours, its back arched and leaning up against his leg, tail curled around his gastrocnemius, his lower leg, and again like leaning forwards as if looking out curiously at something. I'd say towards the desk, and actually given your roll before Shivers, you can see that his hand is protecting him from, it looks like the direction from the desk. I'm actually going to take us out of initiative, because for the moment, that's all we need to worry about. So I'll pull us out of initiative. I'll bring us back across towards the webcams as well. And I now open up the floor to all of you. Jin, I'm assuming that you've still got your sort of, basically, as soon as anything happens with this statue, you're ready to dispel it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I'll keep it up. We don't know if he's, like, I know we're out of initiative, but we don't actually know if he's good or evil yet.
Yeah, nothing's happening yet with it. Doesn't seem to be moving or reacting at all at this point.
Owen, can you remind me, please, just because it's come up a few times, the name of the guy who originally owned this tower?
Zonthal.
Zonthal.
I'll type it in chat for you, hey?
And is that a name that would ring any sort of a bell for Shivers?
Not for Shivers. It's very pre-ruin. No,
Okay.
I have no knowledge of Zonthal.
Yeah, I think we rolled last time and none of us got.
Yeah.
I was no.
But the connection is there with the Efreet.
Yeah.
This is also a really cool track. I'm definitely going to be using this in Curse of Strahd, this music. I love it. Yeah. As you guys sort of begin wandering over, you can still see... I'll describe the room again as if you first walked into it, just so that you've got the full effect. So the circular room, you can see probably was a library or a study. Bookshelves extending from floor to ceiling all the way around the room. You can see a ladder, a wheeled ladder connecting to a rail that runs around the outside so that you can climb up and get books from the upper shelves. And then in the middle of the room at that far section, a very delicate, ornate desk made clearly of some very rich mahogany. Now the paper all destroyed and gone, but still on the desk, that large map, the corners held down with stone sitting in the very middle.
Can I go up to that map, please?
Yeah.
And if I lift up one of the stones that's holding down the corner, obviously that's put there because the map's been rolled up at some point and it's flattening it out.
Yeah.
Does it spring back up or does it stay flat?
It stays flat. It's been here for a very, very long time undisturbed. As you lift up the stone, the map doesn't move. Maybe the slightest lift on the corner. But the stone actually tears away a section of the map as you lift it up. It's been sitting there pressed for so long.
Ooh. I put it back down and kind of pat it gently.
It's interesting because, like, this room seems to be affected by time, but one of the other rooms we were in wasn't. So this is actually quite interesting to me. Or to Yervith as well.
Something else that's interesting to your eyes as well. The bookshelves as well, like you've had a bit of a look. Yervith, you know that the bookshelf down towards the south is also leading to another passageway. Something that immediately stands out to anyone with a passive perception of more than 16. When the papers started lifting up from the ground, the books have moved around a little bit. They're not in the same places as they just were.
Oh.
As in they've, like, shuffled on the shelves or they've lent a different direction?
Looks like they're shuffled on the shelves. Now some of the colours that were blocked together are now no longer blocked together. Like one of the big tomes that had a series of histories of maybe like genealogies. The genealogy is now out of order. And it's just, you and Jin probably, I think, are the only two with passive perceptions of a 14.
Yeah.
I've got a 17.
Oh yeah, Shivers. No, you noticed this too then, Shivers. Yeah. It just leaps out at you instantly, like, those books are not in the same place they were before.
No, they're not. Yeah, this is gonna go up to the statue and just sort of look at it and try and understand if this is a statue, if this was a real person, if this is a petrified individual.
Do you want to make me a Arcana or Nature or Perception? Maybe Perception or Investigation check. I'll give you those 4.
Can I help him with that?
Of course you can, Lockie. You have advantage. Yervith.
I'm gonna do perception. Just
of course you can.
Nice.
Yeah,
stat.
absolutely.
17's
not bad. 24. Yervith. As you look over this statue, I mean, you've seen some pretty impressive works of carving before. There are some incredibly lifelike statues that exist in the world of Nostea. This is very lifelike. Almost too lifelike. The little folds of the robe as it falls across his belt the way that the pipe actually has a wisp of petrified smoke still rising from inside. This isn't right. This something is yeah. You get the feeling something's up here.
I look back at Lockie and probably Mira, all the spellcasters really, and go, I think this fellow here was petrified. Don't know by what.
I had a similar thought, and I was just wondering if you trace his vision, like where he was, where the last place that he was looking, you would immediately think, oh, he must have been looking at the desk, but has anyone else noticed this gap in the bookcases that lines up exactly where his
the
vision is?
secret passage.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Could something that can petrify you have snuck up the passageway?
Well, I was just about to check that passage. I just wanted to look at the top one. Didn't find anything there, by the way.
Nothing done this way?
Seemed to trigger these papers. I was going to check down there.
I mean, at this point, we're assuming this is Zontho, right? So he had a reputation. He'd trapped a djinn here for power. Perhaps somebody was jealous or a little irritated at the power he'd accrued for himself.
This is his knowledge. These are his thoughts. Mira's just absentmindedly rearranging papers now. She's just like, stacking. This is all his life's work. There is powerful planar magic knowledge here. Anyone would want this.
To petrify someone, that's rather advanced magic. Unless it was a creature or something.
Can creatures do that?
Yeah, do we know any creatures that would be able to do that?
Do you want to make me a nature check?
Oh, good.
Could I'll roll that because...
Yeah.
I mean...
You're a nature
boy. Would kind of know that, yeah.
Yeah, I feel...
13.
Only 13.
Yeah, but you've heard of... it's on the... You feel like you have heard of some creatures that are capable of it.
Tons.
Something like it's a silly old stick insect. Good Hobbit reference, yeah. Yeah, you've heard of some creatures, a gorgon, gorgon, something like that. Some creature that you can petrify. You're sure there's other ones as well. You remember some creature, something to do with snakes and pretty ladies, but the pretty ladies bit kind of distracted you and you weren't paying attention to the rest.
I was gonna say, I look at Shana and go, Gorgon.
Rude.
It's very rude. I should say, Yervith, even with a 13, in D&D, Gorgons to be almost like living metal bulls. Bulls made out of like a living metal. In D&D, that's a Gorgon.
Oh!
I know, they've got a different name in D&D.
I was thinking the Greek.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
they have a slightly different name in D&D.
Okay.
Can't put your finger on what that is.
Yeah.
You're sure there's something about that though?
Can I also? I want to check if we are assuming this is a real person. Can I see, try and line up exactly where the eyes are looking, like the height, angle, the direction. Try and actually pinpoint exactly where it is.
Shivers. From where you're standing, you don't even need to roll for me, baby. You are standing at the exact point where that line of sight was. Exactly where you are. Your position behind the desk, as if sort of like leaning on it to look forwards. That is exactly where this statue is looking, as if someone was behind the desk.
Maybe this fellow isn't Zonthal. Maybe Zonthal did this to this guy.
Could be possible, yes.
What is the map? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure you described that, but
nothing interesting. Yeah, we went through it last session. It's nothing interesting. It's a map of parts of Nostea pre-ruin, so the continents don't really line up with your understanding of them, and it's
okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. Nothing. I'm going to save you a bit of time. Nothing too interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Shivers, do you see anything there? Is there anything around you?
I see lots of things. Everything is around me. Isn't it fun?
That's profound, but no, I meant more practically. Is there any items, anything on the desk?
I will have a rummage. I just have to have a gentle rummage because I already broke the map a little, but I put it back, so it's okay.
Oh, careful.
I know. I'm so sorry. Can I roll for the fucks on the desk?
Yeah. You don't have to roll. You guys have already sort of looked through the desk before. Shivers, as you have a bit of a look over the desk and begin to examine it, there's not too much of anything interesting here on the desk itself. The map seems to be the main thing. Clearly there were piles of paper all around here. You can see the dust outlines, but these have now disappeared because you...
You did say last session that it looked like someone had maybe left in a hurry as well, right?
Yeah,
what about
absolutely.
in the way of hidden compartments in the desk?
Yeah, I'll have an investigation check.
Okay.
While I was doing that, can I just tap a part of the petrified statue that would be, say, the tip of a hem or a cloak or something along those lines?
Yeah.
It's not actually the person itself. Just
Lockie, you tap the cloak. It's like touching stone. There's a dull dunk as you do so. Nothing else happens.
Can I assist Shivers with his investigation check?
Absolutely.
I was just in the dust.
So 17 for your first roll, Shivers. You can now roll again. And 6 for your second. We'll take the 17. Shivers, as you have a bit of a look through for hidden compartments, there's not a hidden compartment, but underneath the desk, as you have a bit of a look and then look underneath, etched into the underside of the desk is a series of magic runes, very faintly glowing. And you can also see, embedded right next to them in the very middle of these circular runes spiraling outwards, is a tiny red gemstone, a small ruby, blinking ever so softly every second or so.
Do I recognize the runes?
No, this is some strange magic. Do you want to make me an Arcana check? You don't recognize them straight away, but see if you can learn anything from them. See what you can pick up.
Oh, it's the KGB.
You watch as bursting from the room behind you is Vladimir Putin. I'm going to put it in you as he pulls out his sword and stabs you. Natural 1 for 8.
No.
Shivers, you've got no fucking idea. This is some weird magic. It's talking about all sorts of crazy stuff. You can recognize maybe 2 or 3 of these 187 runes. You don't know, man.
Look at this. Look, it blinks, and it's all scribbly writings.
Oh.
I love how the wizard says that. It's all scribbly writings.
It means nothing. It's irrelevant.
Okay.
I know nothing. I am from the Shattered Isles.
See if I can see.
Yeah,
Nice
Lockie,
one.
you can head on over and have a bit of a look.
Scientist in.
Send in the Arcanist. Lockie, do you want to roll? Yeah, Arcana 14.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you recognize a few of these runes. There's something to do. There's definitely a few runes that make sense to you. There's a couple of ones that are embodying the element of earth and stone. There's a couple of runes which seem to embody some sort of stasis and protection. And then there's a couple more that seem to be related to fragmentation and destruction. This dematerialization almost.
Oops.
I can't say for sure, Shivers, but I think you may have found either the murder weapon or the panic button. I have absolutely no idea. But
Do you think if we scratch the runes off, it would stop whatever it is that it is doing?
Can anyone dispel it, maybe?
Jin?
I wonder. Have a look.
we did this one
Yeah.
last.
Yes, but
Jin, you have a bit of a look. Do you still have Dispel Magic as one of your spells?
yeah.
Then, yeah, you reckon you could cast Dispel Magic on this? It's definitely some sort of magical effect.
Okay. I'll do it at 4th level.
4th level. Jin, you concentrate and then let loose this magic, this wave of null energy. The gemstone immediately dies, and you watch as the runes die as well, just going completely dark. As that happens, you hear a crack echo through the room, and you watch as the tiny cat, this small cat, stretches, pulling itself out of the stone, and is like a chick hatching from an egg, as its black fur-clad body sort of arches and pushes itself out of the stone.
Can I hold an action, Owen?
Yeah.
If
Eleanor starts barking.
It's supposed to be the dog.
Yeah, that's what Eleanor would do.
Can I hold Blight, please?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
What's your trigger? What's the trigger?
My trigger is if this guy comes back to life and shows any signs of aggression.
Cool. Easy. The cat sort of stretches, pulling itself out of the stone, and you watch as the cat like stretches itself, and then lets this big yawn, its tongue sort of curling up as it does this huge yawn, and then it sort of looks up at the stone form of its master, and then begins sort of nuzzling with its cheek, trying to activate it, trying to interact with its stone master.
Oh, it has it.
Just the cat so far.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
Oh.
Shana makes hand-scritching motions towards the cat. You are right there, Shana. You're right in its grill. Yeah.
Should as if like not, you know, you just sort of got to reach down and pat it, but just sort of like make.
Yeah, because cats love that when you just go ah. Could you roll me an animal handling check, Shana? You are a snake. Cats have a thing about snakes.
They do.
I want to see if the cat is going to do a leap up into the air as you natural one. This is exactly what happens. It's like when you put a cucumber. It's like when you put a cucumber behind a cat and they don't realize. The cat hadn't seen you, Shana, and as you lean down and your tail sort of moves ever so slightly, the cat sort of turns its head lazily. Its eyes open wide as it sees your snake tail, and it leaps up into the air onto its owner. As it's on his neck. The force of that jump, you watch as a large crack down the torso, and the stone begins to dissipate, falling off, as you hear the sounds of raking coughs. And this figure, a quite tan-skinned human, like an olive complexion, long white beard, as I've described before, pulls himself free of the stone and begins hacking, coughing, leaning over as he coughs up stone dust. The cat sort of clinging on for dear life, not wanting to get closer to the snake, but also pretty keen that its owner's back and seems to be okay. And as the wizard sort of coughs, Zonthar, please. There's no need for that. Who are you?
Hands up.
But you're alive.
Hey, he's alive. We figured it out, guys.
I hit him with Blight. I'm kidding.
I'll make a Constitution saving throw.
No.
That's not good. Wrath, that's going to be 40. You watch as all the moisture's pulled out of him. As it just immediately zombifies. No. He sort of looks over at you, does a double take. Who are you? Who are you? Where's Zonthal? What's going on?
We are the Tempest Adventuring League. We mean you no harm. My name is Mira. What year is this?
Mira, what year is this? Oh, it's the era of the Golden Sun. What are you talking about years?
Could you pass me a map? Do you have one on you?
Yes.
I'll pass it on. This might come as a shock to you, but he'll lay the map out and unroll it on the table next to the old one. You've been asleep for some time.
The figure looks down. Oh, I see. I've been transported to another plane. Well, I shall need access to several gemstones and quite a bit of magical energy so that I can create a planar portal to get back to... But this is the study. Teleported the whole fucking tower, didn't he?
No.
This is...
You've been trapped here, petrified, I believe, for quite a long time.
The cat on his shoulders, right in his ear. Oh, I say, petrified. Oh, I didn't think Zonthal would be that extreme. Unbelievable. How long has it been for the continents to have shifted and changed?
At least 10 years.
At least. Oh, that's gonna be inspiration for that.
Wow.
That's good. That timing is gold, man. I had a whole monologue, and you just came in with a steamroller. It just took me out. Yeah. Enjoy your inspiration. That is well earned.
So good.
He sort of looks at you. Oh my! I see we've had some other visitors to Nostea. What are you, strange, curious creature?
What? I am Shivers. I am the coldest dark before the dawn.
Well, cold is dark before the dawn. It's nice. Of the Shivers, it's nice to meet you. It's such a strange name for a species, Shivers. Not familiar with that designation.
I'm not either. What are you
giant
talking
forge,
about?
still active. Oh my! And you watch as he sort of like gets a bit of a spring in his step and starts walking towards Lockie. Oh, look at this! Wonderful. I can see that there's been some wear and tear on the old gears here. Ooh. I'm surprised any of you are still active. The giants disappeared not very long ago. Your power sources should have gone out by now, surely.
Actually, you've been asleep for a while. My power source did go out. For a long time.
Oh, you lot activated him. That's very impressive. I can see that knowledge has come quite a long way in my absence. So, tell me, what are you doing here in Zonthar's tower? Have you seen Zonthar? Where is he? I have quite a bone to pick with him.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know where he is. By all accounts, he is no longer in this tower, at least as far as we're aware. So, what was your name? Sorry.
Oh, apologies. Balthazar, at your service. I have a few names, but Balthazar Copperpot is the one that I was born with. You can call me Balthazar.
My name is Yervith. You've already met Mira. That there is Lockie, and we have Shana here, Jin, and you've also met Shivers as well.
Hello.
Lovely to meet you. Oh, this is Mr. Snibbly. And he points up at the cat on his shoulder.
And this is Eleanor as well. She's friendly.
Eleanor's like...
I
looking at the cat.
advise you keep your little cat there away from her.
Oh, Mr. Snibbly can handle himself. I'm sure they'll play very nicely. Off you go, Mr. Snibbly. And he takes the cat and puts it on the ground. Mr. Snibbly eyes off Eleanor and begins stalking towards Eleanor. Bright green eyes, unblinking. Can I have Eleanor please roll me a wisdom saving throw?
Yep.
I thought they were about to say Eleanor roll initiative.
Eleanor's a dog. 25. Eleanor, you feel the emotions of Eleanor, obviously being connected to her. She's not sure about this cat. As it begins stalking towards her, almost in like a predatory manner, there's a little part in Eleanor's brain that's like, that's not how this is supposed to go. This isn't how it's supposed to happen. And that confusion is kind of enough pause that snaps Eleanor out of this, must go after this thing. She's cautious now. She's sort of on alert, watching this cat very closely. And the cat sort of walks up a little bit close towards her, sort of about 5-10 feet away, and then turns its back on her, very deliberately yawning, tail flicking up in the air as if it could not care less.
Oh, shit.
Eleanor is sort of very, very confused by this point. Prey runs away from Eleanor. Eleanor's a dragon. Eleanor's a drake.
Yeah.
Prey runs away. This Prey's not running away. Eleanor's not so sure what's going on here.
Amazing.
Balthazar sort of like stumbles a little bit and then goes, "Oh, my staff!" And he looks down at the floor where there's like a pile of wood chips. Oh, yes, he did break my staff. Bugger.
Did you have an argument with him? Was he your friend?
Colleague is probably a more appropriate term. Zonthal isn't really one for friends. He's a difficult man to work with. Quite an egotist. I had some questions about his recent experiments. He was playing around with time. Very dangerous prospect. I came to confront him, to ask him to stop. It got quite heated, and he told me that I would not be interfering with his work again, and then I felt this strange magical effect. I tried to dispel it, but I was too slow.
And so he
What exactly
teleported
was he-
you through time by 10 years.
Sort of gives you a look. I had you pegged for one of scholarly pursuits, but I suspect that that might not be the case. No,
I've been very closeted.
I suspect, my dear boy, that I have been trapped in stone for far longer than I thought. Far longer. But never mind. I shall have to appeal to one of the gods and hope that they can hopefully rectify this. Could you take me to the nearest temple? I must commune with one of them.
Balthazar, that's the thing. See, communication with the gods now is a little limited.
Limited? What do you mean?
Let's just say, as far as I'm aware, as far as we're all aware, we don't really have a way of communicating with them at the moment. Nostea is kind of not really taking any calls.
Oh dear.
Any god we can probably put you in contact with, but you probably won't like the terms and conditions.
Yeah.
Terms and conditions? But the gods no longer help because it is their sacred duty.
Gods are kind of not around these days.
Well, I'm not really sure what to do then.
Sorry,
Are there any
did
places?
you say?
Sorry,
did
no,
you
please.
say that you saw the giants go away?
Oh yes, my boy. It's a great mystery. It's been on our minds for some time. It happened 36 years ago. Giants just vanished.
And so sometime between. Well, okay.
You've been asleep for a very long time, my friend.
How long approximately? Can you check your chronometer? Let me know how long it's been. Is that or did that lose power when you went dormant?
No, it's still going. How long would it be? I know you've said this before.
I mean, the giants vanished over 1,000 years ago. Like roughly about 1,000. So.
Well, it's been a little more than a millennia since the giants were here.
Oh. Wow, that is a lot to process.
Yes,
right. I think I have. Sorry, just a moment. He begins looking away at his potion pouch. You can see he's got a few potions on his belt. Sort of flicks between a few of them, pulls out one with this very light amber-colored liquid, uncorks it, takes a big swig, and then puts the cork back in and puts it back on his belt. Yes, a bit of brandy has settled my nerves quite nicely. I don't suppose you lot are heading somewhere, a place with learned men and women?
Well, this is a thing. Zontal's Tower is, well, you can imagine it's been here for quite a long time. There's been some unsavory residents that have taken up residence here.
Oh dear. Unsavory, sort of goblins and that lot.
No,
orcs,
more like of the culty type.
Cults? Oh dear me, the gods have slipped if they're allowing cultists to roam the land. Dear me, indeed.
Yes, they're wanting to summon one of their deities, actually.
Which deity?
Tiamat.
Yeah.
Tiamat? No. Tiamat is one of the gods. No, they wouldn't be. Cultists wouldn't be worshipping Tiamat. She's one of the gods. She's
Well, that's not the name we have for anymore. She is one of the betrayer gods.
Betrayer gods.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear me. The rumors were true. But I never thought that it would amount to anything more than just talk.
What rumors?
What's the real story? You were there.
The real story? Well, there were whispers. The gods had begun to grow a bit lax in answering prayers since the giants vanished. There was terrible storms, dark omens. It said the gods themselves were brewing conflict. Then I was petrified. I'd simply heard rumors that there were issues, that the gods had started to form into factions, but I never thought war would come from it.
It appears that the betrayer gods were true to their words, so to speak, and what you feared has taken place.
Well, to be honest,
And she points at the map.
Oh, my. Well, I imagine that it was quite a cataclysmic event. face that there's any of the world left behind. The very gods to descend to the land and fight. Oh dear. Dear me, dear me.
Sorry, there's probably a lot to take in. Are you hungry? Do you need some food? I don't really know what else to say.
Yes, now that you mention it, I'm starving. You hear his stomach.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, I don't suppose you Oh, what was that? Sorry, Mira?
You need a cup of tea. Immediately.
Yes, a cup of tea and some pipeweed if you have it. Let me check my stocks. He reaches down at his waist, pulls out a little tobacco pouch, sniffs it. Oh, thank goodness it was petrified with me. Hits the pipe over on the thing, lets out all the ash on the floor. Probably seeing your reaction to him like emptying half-lit pipe ash onto the bookshelves, he probably looks at you and goes, "This is Zonthal shit. Fuck him, I say. Turned me into stone for 1,000 years." Begins packing it full of pipeweed, pushes it down, lights it. He watches his thumb. He like clicks his thumb, and his thumb catches flame, and he lights it with his thumb.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's better.
I mean, on the plus side, you probably now hold the record for being the oldest living thing around.
Besides Lockie.
He looks at the Warforged. Looks at Lockie, the giant fish. I do suspect you may outlast me, though. It'll be a record I don't hold for very long.
Well, I have somewhere that I can put you when that happens, so don't worry.
Oh, he's part of a religious order, not a cult.
Not a cult.
He just takes a big drag on the pipe. lets out a bit of smoke. Ah, yes. Yes.
Would you say your god was, Shivers, more sacred?
Yeah, yes.
Sulfite.
Maybe that rings a bell.
That one.
Oh, sulfite.
Sulfite. Same.
Oh, Sulfite. Oh, you're a worshipper of Sulfite. No, she's Sulfite's lovely. No, that's... you had me worried there for a moment.
What? You know her? Tell me all. What is she like?
No, don't get the wrong impression. Not personally. I don't commune with the gods on a general basis, but she's got a very good reputation. Her followers are very keen on the laying of dead and the protection of dead bodies once they're left behind. They're very careful, very good at their jobs. They take care of the sick and dying and take care of the dead when they do pass away.
Oh yes, very good at our jobs. Nice. This is so exciting.
He sort of looks at the zombies, sort of seeing them for the first time. Are they with you?
I'm trying to take them. Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize Sulfite taught necromancy. That's new.
Well, Sulfite doesn't really teach anything anymore. We just had to make it up on our own for a very long time.
Just takes another big drag of the pipe. Looks down at his belt at the very small flask of brandy that's left. I think I'll need a refill. Well, if you were hoping to ransack this place, there are a few things I know a little bit about what Zonthal keeps. There's a secret door that he keeps behind a bookshelf just down towards the southeast there. If you just behind you, Yervith, was it, with the lovely cloak?
I was just about to.
It is a magnificent cloak. Do you mind if I begins sort of walking over to you, sandaled feet flapping on the ground as he gets closer? He picks up the thread. Oh yes, that's lovely. Cloak of the wilderness, very fine make, very fine. Oh,
could I?
I have to say, very, very nice. Did you? Where did you get this? Did you make this? Is this? How did you come across this? It's very nice.
I had quite a sordid past, and let's say I relieved this cloak of less deserving nobility. He wasn't wearing it anytime soon.
Gives you another look, kind of catching the undertones. Ah, yes. Very good. Takes a few steps back. The cat sort of moves up towards his feet and meows. What was that? Oh, yes, the book to open it. Which one was it? The cat sort of pads over towards the bookshelf and nudges one of the books. Oh, yeah, very good memory. He walks back over, pulls on the book, and you watch as the door opens, revealing a room beyond. Let me just move this. Ta-da! So, as you guys look into the room beyond, you can see that this was clearly some sort of chamber used for scrying. A massive circular pane of crystal, 10 feet in diameter, hangs from the ceiling, floating in midair, rotating ever so slowly. Inside the crystal, you can see a very familiar sight to all of you. A lake of fire, a volcano erupting beyond. And in front of it, at the feet of the volcano, is a city. Large spires made of copper and brass rising from the lake of fire. As you can see the elemental plane of fire looking through the crystal. Underneath the crystal is a rod, again floating in midair. This rod of metal made of this dark black wood, almost like an ebony wood, with white marble tips bound with gold, just floating in the middle of the air in front of this crystal. The old dog, scrying chamber. Let's have a bit of a look, shall we? He heads on in. He grabs the rod and turns it. You watch as the scene shifts, and now suddenly you see a vast network of underwater caves, bubbles rising slowly, luminescent coral all around. Elemental plane of water. Turns it again. Suddenly swirling clouds, floating islands, as you see scores of Aarakocra flying through the air above. Elemental plane of air. Flicks it one more time. It goes past. Seeing nothing but darkness. Elemental plane of earth. Does it one more time. And the scene switches past. I couldn't resist. As the scene switches past. This time, you can see astral space looking at Nostea. The whole world in front of you just floating in astral space. Stars glittering all around. Oh, dearie me. It's so different. And what's this big continent in the middle? This big one? He's pointing at Oshia.
Yeah, it's Oshia.
Oshia. And this is where we are now?
Yes.
No, we're just southwest of it on a little group of islands.
At least
right,
I believe we are. That's where the tower was. I'm not sure if we're still in the tower or if we're somewhere else.
Oh yes. Yes.
No. You're not in. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I should have explained. You took the teleportation circles to get down here, right?
Yes.
Would you like to see where we really are?
Yes.
Sure.
He turns the rod once more, and you watch as the zone shifts, looking at the two moons, the twin moons of Nostea. A black obsidian monolith stands on one of the moons, on Phoebe, the slightly lighter blue moon, this massive black hunking section of rock. Yes, that's we're in there.
Wow.
You have some of that brandy? Can I?
Yeah. Ooh, I don't want to be rude, but I haven't got much, and this is a very fine vintage. 1,000 years old now. I'm hoping it's aged remarkably well.
That's a good point. Okay, so we're on a moon. That's
one of the moons, yes.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Okay.
He looks over at the second moon, adjusting the angle very slightly. What has happened to Melody? The second moon, what's happened to her? This is all wrong. Where's the city? Where's the Silver City?
There was a city on it?
What?
On the moon?
Yes, the Silver City. Where is it? Where's it gone?
What is the Silver City? I'm sorry. I look at Mira. I look at all the spellcasters. I'm like, Silver City. Does that ring a bell? Do we know about that?
It was where the Deva lived. Angelic spirits.
Deva?
Yes.
What?
Humanoids, large wings, metallic skin, filled with divine power. They were the arbiters of justice for the gods. They meted out their will on Nostea. But there's just a crater. They're gone.
Yeah. Does Lockie know anything about it?
Lockie, your database is incomplete here. As you sort of look through, it's like error, records not found.
No.
Maybe that's something to do with what happened with the gods. Maybe they were attacked.
Or maybe
what did you say? The ruin?
That's what we call it.
Yeah.
I fear an apt name, judging by your expressions, the change to your voices. Oh dear. Well,
I hate to make this worse, but if you look just deeper, do you see Anything wrong with the other stars?
He turns the dial one more time, and you watch as the view shifts back towards Nostea, and as it gets about halfway, he pulls the rod towards him, freezing it. It actually jerks a little bit the image. So that's peering. Oh. Sweet light. There are stars missing. It's true, the dark hunger is awoken. Dear. Oh dear, 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 dear.
How long ago was it rumored that he was awoken?
Rumored? The dark hunger is awoken before, my dear, long before we came and settled on Nostea. The gods spoke of this time, long before any of the other races came, when it was just the home of the giants. It is said that we fled our home plains, fleeing from the dark hunger.
That makes sense.
That's where the elves came from.
Yes, the elves came from the Feywilds. Apparently they had fled the dark hunger long, long ago into the Feywilds, but the Archfey are capricious creatures. The Sealy Court are okay to deal with. In fact, I have a present from one of the members of the Sealy Court. But the Unsealy Court are up to malevolent mischief. Best not to deal with them if you can avoid it.
So they ran away from the hunger? They did not stop it last time?
I am not sure it can be stopped. We're not even sure what it is.
So when you say it has awoken again...
yes, the gods
went to sleep?
The gods told of a song, a melody, a tune that could put it to sleep. Cause it to hibernate, to grow, to lie dormant. But such a thing was lost to them. They had no knowledge of how to do this themselves. They just heard that it was possible.
You're telling me this was lost to the gods?
We have to remember, my boy, the gods of Nostea are fairly young in the grand cosmos. They were primordial beings originally. It's only when we lot started coming through, apart from Anam, the god of giants, the rest of them are fairly young. Spring chickens as gods go.
They were just taken up on as gods, depending on the needs of the peoples.
Indeed, they took on the mantle of gods. They are divine beings, don't get me wrong, but he sort of looks up a little bit, like, worriedly in case someone or something has heard that. But, no, you have to remember, they're quite young gods, and they've been alive after this has all happened.
What creatures are older? Are there any that would still be alive?
There are places far older than Nostea. Here, Plane of Fire, for example. Flicks it back and boom, the Plane of Fire comes back into view. I mean, the elemental planes have been around since the very beginning. They would outstrip the years of Nostea by a factor of many times greater than I can count.
So there are potentially creatures in there that would have knowledge of this melody?
Perhaps, yes, perhaps indeed.
Is that why the giants left? Were they fleeing the hunger?
Well,
it's very preemptive.
It's one of the great mysteries. One of the theories is the giants did indeed leave, but I find that hard to believe. I mean, this was their home. This is where they came from. And to just leave without a word to anyone or anything. I mean, they had some allies. The High Elves, they had some relationships, but to just disappear overnight, I'm not even sure if such a thing could be done.
I mean, was there any, preamble to it? Were they pulling back from diplomatic relations or cutting ties or anything like that?
It's hard to say. The giants are always a bit of an odd lot. The stone giants had been absent from the world for some years. I mean, not absent as in gone. I mean, just not interested, if you know what I mean. The storm giants were always around. You could often see storm giants during the middle of great storms. Sometimes you'd see a cloud giant and their cities flying overhead. And occasionally they'd be trade. I wouldn't know. I did not see any signs that this was going to happen. It's one of the great mysteries. And why does some of their technology work, but some of it not? Could never figure that out.
If they were to leave, how would they do it? How would
they
they would do that?
They built massive planar gateways that could be used and accessed to travel through. But since they vanished, we've not been able to access them, the planar gateways.
Do we have any locations of them?
Oh, yes. Although, as he looks at the map Yervith has sort of handed him, things have changed a bit. I mean, they're not hard to spot. They're pretty big. You're looking for a giant circular stone gateway embedded with giant runes all around the outside.
Cool.
Out of curiosity, on our modern map, on your old-timey map, can you point to where your colleague's tower stands back then?
Yes, of course. Yes, please come with me. Heads back into the other room.
Be careful. It's very fragile.
But yes, point, but do not touch.
Oh, I could just cast mending. And he waves his hand and he watches the map reassembles itself.
Oh, that is fun. I like that.
Let's have a look here. Yes, here. And as he points at the map, a single point of light on his finger marks the map, and you can see this fingerprint of light left behind. He's pointing to the edge of a peninsula that leans out across the edge of a large bay. Yes, right here.
Does there seem to be any correlation to that area and the modern map of...
Shivers. Give me a history or investigation check.
Like, you know how, on Earth all the tectonic plates shifted, but you can still sort of kind of...
Oh, yeah. This wasn't tectonic plates. This was the gods fighting. But give me a roll.
Sorry, you said history or...
History or, I'd say investigation. Your choice.
Could I help him with that?
You can help him with that. Of course you can.
Sure.
You have advantage. 21.
That advantage.
Not bad. 22.
22.
So you asked him where the tower was on the modern day maps, was that correct?
I asked him on the old map, and
what
I'm
correlation
trying to
there
see if there's a correlation to work
like
out.
the movement.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He sort of
That's
looks
right.
at the islands that you've pointed out as where the tower is. He then looks back at the edge of the peninsula. Well, it looks like this peninsula was shattered by something. It's just obliterated. I'd say that probably these islands, what did you call them? The Shattered Isles. A very appropriate name. I'd say that was probably once this peninsula. If we track back up here along the coast, maybe this is part of Oceania, but then this whole north bit that's crashed down, I'm not sure where that came from. That looks like it was risen from the sea. And there's a whole continent missing on your new map. It's just gone.
So can you point out some of the closest of these giant circles that the giants might have used?
My boy, you have to understand the margin for error here is quite great. I can give it a go, but
any direction that we could have to start searching would be...
This city here, Palin.
Yeah.
That looks very close to that river. It has changed a bit, but I'd say that there could be one in that city, maybe, or it's built around it, perhaps.
I don't know, I've never been there.
I mean, that's a place to start.
Mira, you have been to Palin, and so has Jin. You guys remember in the very center of the city, a massive stone platform with a stone archway. Huge. I described on the very first time you guys went into Palin.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, you did.
Oh, wow.
Massive. And I think I even did it as part of the Syncope special, the D&D one-shot when you guys were Bard to the Bone.
That was...
I think, mate, you have to understand, this world it's complete. As you go...
What happened in that one shot?
Yeah, I remember.
One of us was dead, one of us was enslaved, another one of us was in a...
Actually, there's something that you see floating through space. What was the name of your character again, Michael? What was your character's name again, buddy?
It wasn't I called him
This is a deep cut here, guys. This is a deep
cut. This wasn't even on stream.
This is like 2020.
No.
Robin Goodfellow, right?
Yeah, Robin Goodfellow.
Yeah, a satyr. As Balthazar brings it back around again for a glimpse, just in the corner of your eye, you swear you could have saw some like goat-like creature floating through space, frozen solid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Robin Goodfellow.
That was brutal.
Oh, poor dude.
On the revelation of Palin, Mira just like sinks down and is like, it was there the whole time. They're going to open it in the middle of the city. Oh my god.
Wait,
the seeds. How long ago I planted these, and the magnificent tree that has grown before me brings me much joy.
Wasn't there a Nexus node at Drifthaven as well? under the city?
They're not a. So there's a giant power core there, definitely, but
Yeah.
not a giant
not
gateway.
a.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not a
same
gateway.
Same as what Lockie's got. Oh,
Ah,
Oh, actually, there's. Hang on, up here. Let me have a quick look. I think there might be another one over here. This looks familiar. Let me just have a closer look. And he has a bit of a lean down and begins focusing. Ah, yes. Over here, my boy. On this small continent over towards the right, above Balmir. What's that called? Let me have a quick look. Have a look at your map. And he begins sort of looking in very closely. Yes, I'm pretty sure this matches up with the east coast of where... Yes, I think there could be a gateway here as well. It was one of the stone giant ones, underground, built inside of a mountain.
So it's underground, or was?
It was when I knew about it. It may still be, it may not be.
what do
Sorry,
we
that's
know
not very
of
helpful,
Balmir?
though, is it?
What would be there now?
Oh dear. I mean, it looks to me like a bit of an abandoned area. You haven't got any cities on here. So this map is very hard to read, as it takes a while to buffer in because the resolution of my map is just insane. My map's about 9 gigabytes now because I've gone.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Because I need that level of detail. You don't understand, guys. The more you explore, the more I have to add in.
Anyone would think you've prepped for this.
It's weird, I know. Anyone might be drawn to that conclusion. Here we go. Isha, yes, just up towards the north right. I can see there's a city marked here, but Harmswood? But no, it's on this smaller island shaped like a half moon bay. There's an arrowhead. The bay looks like an arrowhead. Yes. Do you want me to bring you across the map and I'll show you what I'm talking about?
yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna take a while to load in.
That's alright.
It's alright.
When it loads in. I'll let you see. Yes, I think there was a stone giant gateway there, yes.
The one in Palin is most concerning. It seems as though the cult could use that potentially. Did we know if there were any cult activities in Palin?
Oh, yes.
I mean,
there's infiltration, and I wonder if that whole thing in Chiaro was just a ruse to get us out now.
A bit of a diversion, perhaps.
Yes. We knew that there was suspicious activity. We knew that the group was sponsoring, or at least turning a blind eye to it.
Wasn't Wiltix out there that way?
He was, yes. Yeah.
Perhaps we should touch base, see if he's uncovered anything there.
There's another
When we head back to the
NPC.
airship.
Or I should say another PC you've got in that area as well. Gloria.
Oh, Gloria.
Ah,
that's right.
that's, yeah.
Jin's like, fuck, Gloria.
What was that other one? The East Coast one, sorry?
The one over in Isha. So there's a collection of continents, smaller islands, called Isha. Far to the north. So north of Chiari and northeast of Balmir. About as far east as you can go.
That's the Arrowhead Bay?
The Arrowhead Bay.
Yeah, gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So next steps. Where do we go from? Oh, Balthazar.
Yes, Yervith.
Should we? I look back at the group. Should we show him?
Show me what?
Maybe you might be able to see what you can make of this. Shivers, can you show Balthazar the mask?
Oh, what a good idea. Yes, here it is.
Oh my, look at this. It's exquisite craftsmanship. Let me have a look over. Oh, dear me, this is one of the masks of Tiamat. The masks of the Dragon Queen. How did you come across such an item? This is reserved for only her highest priests.
It's a long story, but that's part of the reason we're here. We were tracking this mask down. In fact, all of the cult members have been trying to find these masks, as you can imagine, useful in bringing her back. So we thought we would try and get at least
Bring her back.
few of the masks.
She was killed.
No.
She went away. A lot.
Yeah.
They all went away.
Oh, dear me. So somewhere else, and they're hoping to bring her back here using the essence of the mask to connect to her essence.
That's right, and thus separating the powers that separate our plane from others is going to be weakened. And I'm worried that will let us something else through.
Oh, well, you have to understand if what I'm thinking the ritual they're going to perform is the ritual they're performing, the masks are just to make sure that they bring Tiamat through, but in essence the ritual could be used for anyone or anything. It's a modified version of a planar transport spell. It's the only one we could get working after the giants vanished. You need to have a connection to a number of sources of great magic, and you need to have a number of items of high value to be destroyed. Things like gold, electrum, silver, gemstones, stuff like that would be very useful in helping to construct the gateway. And
That is exactly what the cult is doing.
Oh dear. Well, it sounds like they're trying to open a planar gateway.
And they definitely want to bring Tiamat through.
Yes,
Well,
no
the
one
masks
else.
would indicate. Yes, they'd need quite a bit of her essence to be able to bring her through. I mean, he holds up the mask. If you've got this, I'm not sure they'd have enough to bring her through, unless they had something else with her essence. Even then, even with the masks, I mean, we're talking about a god here. It might not be enough. This contains a fraction of her power, a fragment. They need a fair bit, is what I'm saying.
Is she as bad as everyone says she is? You
Well,
have first-hand
lot-
experience.
You lot seem to think she's awful, but my experience was that she was a god of leadership, a god of strong leadership, strong will. The dragon.
So she wasn't cranky, nasty, horrible lady?
Oh, I mean, I don't know her personally, Shivers. I didn't have much to do with the gods personally, but I can say that the Bahamut and Tiamat together led the dragons into an era of great peace and prosperity. Great prosperity, the dragons. I don't know if they still are, but were one of the most powerful races on Nostea.
I believe her alignment is rather skewed. I've seen what her followers did to Chiari in the city there. I don't believe she could be considered. I don't believe she could be considered a good anymore.
Chiari. So the Draconic Nation still stands as is. That's quite impressive.
Well, we were actually just from there. We quelled an uprising there by the cult.
Which one is Chiari? But show me on the map. He has a look down. Oh, it's changed in shape, but no, Veloxair's still in the center. Okay, so the dragons were able to survive the great cataclysm better than most. That's very interesting.
Just on a side note there, is it common for gods to change their minds or their opinions on things? Were they capricious?
Oh, some gods can be a bit capricious. Evandra, goddess of luck, by her nature is capricious. Luck itself is capricious. You have to understand that the gods they're powerful beings, but their personality, their presentation comes from how we perceive them. They are personifications of our own needs and desires and thoughts.
So if a lot of people thought that one god was very bad and nasty, that they would just become very bad and nasty?
Well, I mean, that would definitely help shift, but it's not just about thinking it, it's about believing it. Something inside of you would have to believe that they are different, or they are this thing instead. The part of the pact, I guess, that the primordials made when they assumed godhood and goddesshood was that they reflected those parts of us. So you'll notice that the gods of the elves tend to be elven in appearance and in personality. They tend to be quite thoughtful, quite gracious, but still possess some of that wild nature that comes from the Feywilds. The dragons were the same. Bahamut and Tiamat embodied the dragon's power and strength and nobility and justice.
It's unfortunate then that the cultists, I think, want to use Tiamat's power to take it for themselves.
Well, I tell you, to anyone who thinks they can trick a god into doing what they want or manipulating a god or even taking things from a god it's not going to go well for them. They will be the first that Tiamat punishes. I imagine she would not be okay with this. If they are freeing her for a reward, I'm not sure they're going to get it.
Balthazar, you mentioned that in order to summon Tiamat, they would need something stronger.
Well, they might do.
Something
Yes, I'm not sure that
direct.
the masks alone would be enough.
My eyes sort of go like dart a little bit over to Mira.
Yeah, just not looking at Yervith.
I look back at Balthazar and go, "That's good to know."
Indeed. Well, I mean, it's not to sort of unduly suggest things out of place, but I mean, if you've got the mask, I'd say your job's done. Unless you wanted to really muck it up, then you could replace some of the items with other ones. Are there any beings that you wanted to bring in place of Tiamat?
Well, some of us have ideas.
Well, there is one.
My goddess.
Shana. I'm not talking about your friend, but I am talking about Lyra. Perhaps we could bring her back.
As you hold up the staff, Shana, is that what I see you've written Shana holds up Lyra's staff. What do you say? Do you do anything?
Just like a, eh? And him kind of.
May I have a look?
Yes, but I want it back.
Oh, yes, of course. No, please. I'm no thief.
Shana's condition is unique. I believe she may be better to explain what's happened here.
She's a survivor.
There was another half of me that was split off, and so I want to try and bring it back. And if you know anything more about this ritual, I mean, if it's as simple as substituting a couple of items, do you know if there are any restrictions on this plane of travel spell?
Oh, no, I believe if it's the spell that I'm thinking of, no, the planar gateway, there are no restrictions. As long as you have a connection to the being that you're trying to bring across, it should be very possible. And the connection has to be in proportion to the being's soul, I guess is the way to put it. Strength of being. Right, so to bring a god through, you're going to need quite a lot of their essence or their connection to help bridge that gap. For a being such as ourselves, mortals such as us, something small would do it. This staff, if this was hers, could probably be enough. It's very well made, as he looks over.
Is this ritual, this portal, is it just a one-way thing?
Oh yes, one way, one time, and it will need to be reconstructed. I've not seen one in action before, but I've read a little bit about this. It's he sort of puffs his chest up a little bit. One of my areas of research. Sort of pushes his robes around. Well, the gateway itself, the gold, once it has been activated, it begins actually stripping. It's actually a limited time effect as well, so it's only open for a short amount of time. So if you're bringing something through, you have to be pretty quick about it. Immediately, entropic forces begin to act upon it, and it slowly collapses in on itself quite quickly. 10 minutes, you can keep it open.
This is all rather positive, actually. It appears that our situation with the cult is not as dire as I had expected or thought. Balthazar, another question. The mask itself, is it safe to use? I am puzzled by it.
Oh yes, it's an artifact of Tiamat. It's although you say that she's evil now, I'm not sure. Look, all I can tell you is that it was a great honor for high priests to wear these masks. They provided the ability to speak to dragons, to communicate and understand them, to commune with Tiamat herself. They were very powerful artifacts. Oh yes.
Do you have to have a strong connection to Tiamat to use it like that?
Well, in my time, no, because she was present in the world. Now she's sealed away. That's a good thought, Mira. Perhaps. He hands the mask over to you, Mira. Did you want to have a look?
I'll have a look.
Mira, as you take the mask and hold it, that same sense Yervith had, as you look into it, looking on the inside, this beautiful draconic face carved out of a single blue dragon scale. As you look on the inside, through the eye holes, you almost feel like you can see something on the other side. Move it up to have a bit of a closer look. There's something there, something through the eye holes. You can just see, but not quite. What do you do?
Oh man.
I'm so tempted.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to hold the mask.
Yep.
And I'm going to stand to attention, like I'm going to stand at a lectern. And I say, Tempest Guild, I think we have an opportunity here, and I know that we've been kind of messing about with powers we don't understand, but I agree with you. I think we have the upper hand here. What if I could find out her true intentions here?
If you're going to put it on your face, let us tie a rope around it first so that we can pull it off you in case it seems like we need to.
That's an idea.
I'm not much of a risk taker, but I feel like I have a good feeling about this one.
Oh man, yeah,
but
but Yervith is conflicted. As
Most of you would have
right
a rope
now.
if you wanted to tie a rope around
Yeah.
it. One of the horns. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you understand
Between the
the...
eye holes.
I do understand, Mira.
And you understand that it's just power. It's what we choose to do with it. That
Of
makes sense.
course. That is why I follow you, Mira.
Trust me.
I do
Right.
trust you.
If anything goes wrong, we will pull it from your face.
I will say now, Shana, if you thread the rope through the eye holes, it's going to be very hard to put the mask on because as Mira puts it on, the rope's going to be like in her eye.
You know how people with glasses have those little...
Yeah. I'd say probably the horns are going to be the easiest part to wrap a rope around without getting in the way of the mask.
I don't want to get in the way here. I'm just going to stand over here in the corner. This is clearly very important to all
I
of
look
you.
at you and I say, if anything happens with us, will you put me with my ancestors?
Oh, it would be an absolute pleasure. Yes. I would be very glad to. Yes. I almost no. I won't say that I wish for that to happen.
No,
But
don't say that. Don't say that. That's okay.
Oh my
You don't
god.
have to say that.
You sound a little bit too keen there, Shiz.
it's such a precious privilege.
Okay.
Alrighty. Balthazar sort of like looking at all of you, sort of stroking his beard, sort of puffing on the end of his pipe. There's not much pipe weed left as he's been talking quite a bit, enjoying his pipe a bit. She's actually very nervous. It's just a mask. It's just lets her tap into some of the. You're obviously very afraid of this. Oh, sorry, I didn't give you the staff back. He hands the staff of Lyra back to Shana.
There is a complication here. So, I'm not sure if you were around for the Draconic Prophecy, or if that was after you. I believe it was after you. But there is a school of thought in the prophecy that one would come along, somebody with Mira's dichromatic coloring, that could work almost as a stand-in to open the door or lock it tight against the coming of Tiamat.
An avatar.
An avatar. We have surmised that this is probably Mira.
Oh,
And
wow.
the cult has been seeking her, which is one of the reasons that she's with us, or we're with her. So,
We're together.
if, Mira, you believe that you can withstand the force of personality,
I look at Jin and I say, I will not be corrupted.
What was that?
She looks at you and says,
I will not be corrupted.
subtext is like you. No.
No, he threw it off.
He threw. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Jin
Away.
Jin threw off Varys's yoke and broke his warlock contract.
Not of respect. Mhm.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. I took that as respect rather than an insult. That's all.
I'll put it on.
Fantastic.
Yeah, me.
Now, I am half tempted to just do this bit with Claire and have the rest of you and just put Claire on solo. But because your reactions are going to be so fucking good, I'm not. I was tempted. I'm going to have all of you, but you as the players.
You sure?
Yeah,
You
you
don't
as
have
the
to. You
you as the
don't have
players.
to.
You don't have
Nah.
to.
I like this more because now you guys get to experience this as well. And to be perfectly honest, I'm sure at some point you'll go back and watch it anyway. So don't panic. Like I'm happy for you guys to watch
as
this.
As the player.
Yeah.
I'm
So
keen
from
to
this
see
moment
what
on,
happens.
all of you are the players. Mira. Reach up very casually, put the mask on. As soon as you do, you feel this sense of weightlessness. You feel this sense of power, this rush of energy flow through you like electricity pumping through your veins. And you watch as you rise up from out of your body, looking at your body standing there, still with the hand holding the mask against your face, as this ghostly version of yourself rises up from your body, this thin chain of light linking you to your body. And you rise up. And then suddenly, with this sudden tug, you feel yourself falling. Faster and faster and faster. The chain of light linking you to your body disappearing almost into nothingness. This lifeline holding you to what you once were. As you drop, darkness surrounds you. Empty nothingness. And for a moment, you feel a fear of the night. A fear of the empty void. But then, right in front of you, in the open dark space, two red eyes, black slits, glowing draconic eyes open in the void, followed by another two, blue, green, white, black. And as light begins to fill around you, you watch as this maw, massive and red, begins filling with flame, just tickling up the sides, illuminating the area around you. And a voice, as loud as thunder and as soft as a whisper, reverberates through you. My child, you have come. I have waited for so long. Mira. You have journeyed so far, met danger, friends and foes. How has your journey been?
Do I talk or do I think?
That's up to you. Up to you.
Okay. Okay. I reply in Draconic.
Yeah. She is speaking in Draconic, I should have said.
Yeah, okay. She replies, it has been a journey of multiple facets, and she looks at each of all the sets of eyes.
Yeah.
Not knowing which one to look at, but
Yeah.
I thought that this would be a lot more simple and straightforward, but there's been many branches to my path.
Yes, many pathways, many choices. The green head, because now as the flames fill this red mouth, illuminating the area around, you can see this is a massive 5-headed dragon. The main head, this large red head, surrounded by the 4 other colours of chromatic dragon. And as the white head leans in, begins speaking. Yes, you have had many pathways, many choices. The black one laughs. I hope you made the right ones. The blue head sort of looks at them and hisses a little bit and then leans forward. Do not fear, my child. No harm can come to you here. You are finally embracing your destiny. as my avatar. I am so proud of you.
Uh-oh.
I look at the red and the silver,
The red and
the white specifically, sorry. And I say to them, why now? Why me?
Why now? The redhead speaks up. It has been a long time, but finally I could slip enough of my essence through the cracks, fragments and splinters in the void, to influence a line, ancestry, the whitehead hisses, and make sure a dichromat was born once again. It was required, my child. It has been long enough. Nostea has lived under the shadow of a lie for too long. But the truth is finally ready to be free.
And what is that? What is the truth?
That the gods who were sealed away betrayed nobody. It was your gods who betrayed us.
Insight check!
Insight check. I thought you might.
Yeah!
Now, I will say for the log, I did slip in a bardic inspiration before
Oh, yay!
on Mira.
Nice.
I
If
put that in the
only,
log,
if
so it's in
only that
writing.
wasn't on her body and not her soul. No, it's okay. She can
Well-
bring it with her. She can bring it with her. That's fine. She can bring it with her. That's absolutely
Oh,
fine.
is that a d6 or...
A
It's a
D8.
D8. So you
What
use
did
that
you
when
roll,
you feel
Mira? I
you need
can't
it.
see your roll, sorry.
Alright.
Oh, you haven't rolled it yet.
Oh, wait, no. I'm using...
No, hasn't rolled it yet.
Okay,
I
cool.
have
Just
not
check.
rolled.
But yeah,
There.
we'll see what you roll first, and then you can figure out if you need it.
Oh,
14,
No, well,
I will
14.
use
I need it.
I will need it
You
now.
can add a D8.
Yep. Oh my gosh. I keep wanting to use my real dice because I'm...
I get it, man. I get it.
18.
Plus 4. 18. Mira. You get the sense that she believes this to some extent. But there's a bit of exaggeration going on here. She's not lying. But she's not telling you the whole truth by any means just yet.
Mhm.
This is a very much an oversimplification, is what you get.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. As I said, I've heard many facets of many stories and many perspectives, and I'm sure that you, and she looks around at the five heads again, can understand that I need the whole story.
Of course. History is written by the victors, and unfortunately we who lost did not get to have our say. You've only heard the lies. It's the terrible, terrible manipulations of your prime deities. Mira, what do you think happened to the giants? This was their world. They would not just leave. They were sent away. So that others could flourish in their place. A group of gods got together. Anam, all-father of the giants, had only granted these other races a temporary sanctuary on Nostea. But the elves and dwarves and dragons had grown comfortable there. We had grown powerful. Why should the giants tell us how to live our lives? Tell us what to do, is what a number of them thought. And so a plan was hatched, in secret. A plan to make this our world. Send the giants away. Does that sound like something that I would do? I am no god of trickery. I am no being of manipulation. I work out in the open. And yet they called us the betrayer gods. We broke no oath. How sad is it that when we threaten to reveal their lies, suddenly we were the embodiment of all that was evil, all that was wrong. Very convenient, don't you think?
As you say.
There were some of our number who were involved. Bane, Abal, Merkel. She spits a little bit at the last one. Indeed, they had a very large part to play. God of betrayal? Ha. But not me. I was cast as a villain for wanting to reveal the truth. But I'm sure I don't need to tell you that. You've worked in politics for most of your life. You saw how simple lie can grow and snowball, and yet the one who speaks the truth is seen as the liar instead. How hard that must have been for you, and how hard that has been for me. I think you might have some empathy there.
Against her better judgment, Mira understands exactly what she's talking about. But your followers, are you aware of what they do in your name, of what they've done to Shiari?
Followers? I have no worshippers on Nostea, not anymore. I have not had a prayer connection with a being for a very long time.
Can you inside check that again?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, of course you can. That's a very good idea. I would insight check that statement.
Yeah,
That's a huge statement.
I don't have my inspiration now.
Natural 1. Mira.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
hard to say, man. Like, Tiamat seems pretty
She's
on
been
the up and up.
lying.
Like, she seems like you don't get the sense she's lying.
Maybe she's just been locked away and they can't reach her. Or...
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's been sealed away. Yeah, it kind of rings true to you a little bit. But then again, you're not sure. Could be. Yeah, you just don't know. You don't know at all. That is the best natural 1 of the whole campaign.
Fucking crazy.
Maybe they're not even praying to her. Maybe they've got the wrong god. Maybe this is not the right one.
I'm loving that, like, Mira's last words then was, "I'm not going to be corrupted," and then she comes down and rolls a natural 1. And she comes back, she's like, "Guys, you've got the wrong idea about Tiamat. Oh, this is so good.
Wow.
Just see Tiamat just nods.
Yeah, there are people who do terrible things in your name, who wish to bring.
Does not surprise me. People will do anything, horrible things, if they can put the blame on another, especially if that other is not there to supervise, to correct them on the right path, to point them in the right direction. I haven't been able to guide my flock for a very long time. I'm sure that in my absence they have committed awful things, lost and scared little children. Sorry, what did you say, Claire?
Oh no, I was going to say, is that what you would do if you returned?
Yes, of course. I am goddess of leadership, of inspiration. I'm sure that without both Bahamut and I guiding the dragons, their power, their strength has failed them. Not completely. You mentioned something happening to Chiari. Could I make a guess, an educated guess, about what might have happened? Conflict. A fight. A rebellion. The Blackhead speaks, hissing through. Ah, yes, a rebellion. The leadership of the wise dragons failing without their goddess to help guide them.
Pretty close.
She orchestrated.
Yeah, I know.
I've been waiting so long for you to talk to Tiamat. So long.
So scary.
She's so reasonable.
I know. Isn't she just?
No reason.
Crazy. It's almost like no one in my world is wholly good or evil.
Yeah. What would you do with the others? The other races? The ones that...
I have no interest in other races. Dragons are my people, and the Dragonborn. They are the ones who worship me, they are the ones who I guide and who I help. I have no interest in elves or dwarves. No. No interest in lesser races, the black dragon head hisses. The white head sort of hisses back and goes, we do not speak in such a way. No, lesser races is wrong. It is not their fault they were not born with the strength of dragons.
Oof.
I've heard I've heard that before. What about the Drake Wardens?
Oh, Mira. Tiamat pauses and looks at you. The red head finally speaks.
I'm looking at the black one right now, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The red head finally speaks. What about the Drake Wardens? How would you even know that name?
They are a power.
The blue head looks at you, eyes unblinking. They have returned then. Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you, Mira.
Oh no.
Can I insight check? And I'm watching that black one. I want to see how aggressive that is.
Go.
Curious. Ah, damn it! Get rid of these dice.
I can't see anything yet coming up.
They're my comfort dice. Okay.
18?
Oh, hey, that's pretty good.
Mira, yeah, the black head is like licking its lips. This information is that juicy.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Mira just spilled the tea. Oh, no.
At least you didn't name any names.
Oh, no.
But
Good idea.
it's not good.
The black head, literally, this black forked tongue snakes across these scaly lips. That information is so juicy. Very interesting. Are there any other changes that I might not have noticed in my long, dark imprisonment?
Well, like I said, there is a cult that does pray in your name and commits terrible things. So
Cult? Oh, this is awful. What are they called, this group?
Should I give them which name? I don't know.
You're alone, baby.
I know. Oh no, you're right here.
Nope. You're alone in a void of empty darkness at this point.
Fuck.
You know them as the Order of the Dragon, I would say.
I know.
They call themselves.
That's what they call themselves, but there was that. Wasn't there an older one for the necromancers? Children of Tiamat.
Children of Tiamat's what the group in Chiari called themselves. The Order of the Dragon is what they've always.
Oh, okay, so the Order of I'll just say the Order of the Dragon.
The black head hisses. Dracoliches, raising dead, controlling them. The white head looks, and then looks back at you. Flames start licking around the maw of the red head once again, and the blue one leans forward. Interesting. They were once my enemies. Will they try to reanimate the bodies of dragons? Turn them into puppets? The black one hisses again. You see black smoke curling around its lips. Puppet masters. Nobody chains a dragon.
Well, that is what they're using your masks for now.
Mira. The flames in the maw of the red one suddenly explode around you. The area that you're in is illuminated. You can see a massive cavern, thousands of meters below you. Red rock and a river of black water cutting through the middle. A massive palace made of bone. And all around, flying through the air and across the land, you see demons.
I'm in the abyss.
Thousands of them.
Oh, fuck.
Mira, do you want to make me an Arcana check to see if you can figure out where you might be?
Yep. I'm gonna say that Mira's too sure. Okay. Yeah, it's a 6.
6. Arcana. Mira,
One or two.
Mira, you do not know. You don't know where you are. Yeah, you don't know. But like in your mind, you're like, "Oh, this place doesn't seem that great." Yeah, the redhead growls. My masks were for my priests to be used as a way of communicating, for arbitering my divine will. Flames begin spitting forwards. As they strike your chest, they just pass right through you. There's probably a moment where you're like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
The blue head sort of like starts moving rhythmically, humming this low. Calm, my sisters, calm. Interesting. I had not realized it was the Order of the Dragon. When Severin spoke with me, he claimed that he was a different group. Promised to free me if I could lend him an aspect of my power. I spat in his filthy human face. I do not bargain with mortals. I do not barter with these monkeys.
Oh, there's so many weird different emotions.
Yes. Well.
So many mixed signals.
Okay.
Almost like there's 5 distinct personalities that are competing. Almost.
Is there an echo in this place? What's going on?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I was scared. I've had dealings with Severin. Yes, I can understand that.
Oh, the blue head begins moving towards you. Dealings with Severin.
No.
Please. Don't stop now.
Well, like I said, they are corrupting your masks. I managed to get one.
Yes. The blue head whispers, my mask.
Yes.
The green head, which has not yet spoken at this point, lifts over the top of the others and looks over the edge. Sisters, our time grows short. Another has tried to contact us. Indeed. Well, Mira, I'm sure we have a lot more to talk about. But for the moment, know that you have my blessing and this gift. She reaches forward and the blue head breathes out across you. And you watch as the blue mask, which is on your face, you feel it pulling against your skin. And as you reach up and try to pull it off, it seems stuck to you. The others, you watch as Mira begins trying to pull this mask off her face in the real world. Mira, as you try and pull, the black head laughs. It seems the flesh is unwilling. By scale, by claw, by tooth, may it be done. And it breathes out across you. Mira, the mask is growing hot. You try and pull. The rest of you can see Mira writhing as she's trying to pull this thing off.
We probably start pulling the ropes.
Cool, great. That's what I wanted to double check. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
As you guys
we just
pull,
start pulling.
the mask comes off immediately with outside help. Immediately pops off. Mira, you suddenly feel this awful moment where the cord of light down at your chest wrenches and you feel it must break under the sheer strain. But you are suddenly yanked as you feel yourself pull back into your body. And as you slam in and collapse to the floor, you see on your silver hand blue scales growing across it, moving as the mask that is pulled off cracks down the center, shattering into two pieces as blue scales grow up your arm, so that your entire left hand is now blue down to your middle forearm.
Oh, shit.
The Amulet of Elements, Avazandum, begins growing very heavy for a brief moment, and the blue gem blinks a few times before going dim.
I'm just like panting on the ground and just like staring at my hand, and
I run up to Mira and go, Mira, are you okay? What
ah,
happened?
am I different?
I mean,
Your hand.
But am I me? She'll just sit up. She's like, am I me?
Do you feel like you?
Lola, Lockie will get 7 books of 5 different colors and put them in front of her, and just wait. It's
Which colors? I'm guessing black, white, red, blue, green.
Yeah, yeah. I'm triggered. Triggered.
Mira like shies away from them.
It was her.
Balthazar looks down at the broken mask and looks at you, Mira. Oh my goodness. My dear, are you okay?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna need a stronger spell. I
I'm gonna need
will.
more brandy.
Yes. Balthazar pulls out the flask, opens it, and hands it to you, Mira, seeing how spooked you are. He hands you his little his potion flask of brandy. Have a sip.
Okay. Yep. I'll take a sip.
Oh yeah, Mira, as it coats your tongue. Oh my god, it's like amber, liquid amber coating your tongue as it runs down your throat. There's heat, but smooth as it coats the inside of your throat. And as you sort of like breathe in a little bit, there's a little bit of a burn, not an unpleasant burn, but a really nice like warming heat. And you feel this heat within you, this comforting warmth, not the warmth of fire, the warmth of something real, a comforting warmth. Balthazar takes back the flask and puts the stopper back in and attaches it to his belt.
She looks up, she looks around at everyone, like looking at her. She's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Alright. Yes, that was Tiamat. She sends her regards.
That's the name of the episode. Tiamat sends her regards.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Wow.
That's good.
She did say what we kind of expected and kind of didn't. She feels that she's been misrepresented, as you'd expect. But she did say something interesting, and she'll look at Balthazar. She said that the prime deities sent the giants away. And that's why...
Sent the giants away? Oh, they would never. There was an agreement between the gods and Anam. No, that would be a massive betrayal of trust, an evil act, a very evil act.
That is what her version of events are. The plan was that the other gods would send the giants away so that their peoples could flourish. And she included Bane, Baal, Yakel as being involved, but she herself was only trapped because she told the truth.
Did she say that to you, that she was only sent away because she tried to share this? Is that what she said? Oh dear. Oh dear me. I think we might need to start looking into seriously preventing this group, whoever they are, trying to bring Tiamat back. I'm not sure about this anymore, Mira. I've got a bad feeling. If you have a look, Mr. Snipply does not like that mask. And then as he turns around, Mr. Snipply's curled up in one of the fragments of broken mask. Oh, he didn't like it before. He told me it was a very nasty piece of magic. Mr. Snipply, is it? What? Oh, he says it's lost its magic now.
I think I know what happened to it. Just look at her arm. Does it feel different? Like,
Feels like your hand.
okay, cool.
Oh, as you begin like sort of examining it, you watch as a little bit of lightning crackles across your fingers.
Cool.
Mira, if you do not already know the Shocking Grasp cantrip, you now do.
Wow.
Hey.
And let me, and I've made a note for next time you do something with lightning.
Okay.
Let me put that.
Cool.
I think the other thing I was going to share with the group is that she was very convincing. It does sound like there are multiple parts to this story, but she didn't know about you, Yervith. She didn't know about the Drake Wardens, and I may have caught her off guard with that one.
What do you mean?
I mean that it's a power that she has not accounted for. I've seen the look many times in politics, and you catch them out.
Should I be concerned then?
I would be very concerned, yes.
No. Oh, perfect.
Yeah. But I think it's good. I still think that this is an alternative. She reminded me of some of the cultists. I mean, she's an enemy of the cultists. She doesn't like necromancers, no offense, Shivers.
I think she specifically said she doesn't. Specifically, she doesn't like necromancers who try and resurrect dragons because it's turning dragons into puppets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She likes.
He sort of does that to Dragonborns, though.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess.
Yeah.
You don't know what her position on that would be then. You guess probably not good.
Yeah, equivocal, I'd say.
Yeah.
And some of her rhetoric was quite
Culty?
no, superior.
So, in short, the cult are really just a means to an end. She doesn't really care about them.
I think you're right. I think that Balthazar, if she gets out, they may be the first to go.
I did say she has no love of. Well, from what I know, she had nothing really to do with humans. But if anyone who's tried to make a bargain with her or try and hold something over her head, she won't like that. Won't like that one bit.
She was quite a powerful personality. Also, she was living in a bone castle in a big cavern, and there were flying creatures around.
Dark river cutting through the landscape like a scar.
Yes.
Like this, and he turns the dial on the seeing stone on the scrying gem a few times, and you watch as suddenly Mira, the plane you were just looking into, is brought into view. That would be Avernus, one of the layers of the Nine Hells. So that is where the gods were sealed. These betrayer gods.
And there's no obvious 5-headed dragon flying around in that.
Oh, there she is!
You watch as this eye just comes up level with the scrying pool. Who spies upon my realm? No, she doesn't say that, because she's not there. You didn't see it.
That'd be way too convenient. Oh, there she is.
Drake Warden. Come. And Yervith's pulled through the crystal.
Whoa!
No, that happens. Yes, Avernus, one of the layers of the Nine Hells.
That's
The last thing was, as we finished, someone else was trying to contact her, and she was going to speak to them. I don't know who it was. Maybe one of the other mask holders.
She didn't try and conference call you in. No, he doesn't say that.
so cool.
He doesn't say that. Oh dear. I think perhaps our time in this tower then might have come to a bit of an end. Perhaps we should get a mosey on. Sounds like there's some nasty business afoot.
Sorry to drag you into this, Balthazar.
No, it's quite all right. I don't really have anywhere else to go, and you're the only people I know, I suspect, nowadays, so if it's okay with you, if I'm not going to be a burden, I would like to accompany you back to a city of some sort, maybe a place of learned men and women, where I could,
of course.
Perhaps...
No, I think I can think of them.
Yes, we have someone that would love to meet you.
I also have some friends in the Historical Society that I'm would kill to meet with you.
Oh,
God,
don't do
yeah.
violence. But I would like.
Oh no, metaphorically speaking.
Of course, yes. I do that.
They're scholars and archaeologists of the ancient world. You are quite literally.
Ah, yes.
A fossil?
No.
He's sort of like he looks down at himself, like in his robes with his like white beard, and looks at you, and then looks at his hands again and goes, "I'm sure manners haven't changed that much. That seemed rather impolite."
That's
I
not
mean,
what
literally, he was for a little bit there.
You are the best kind of correct, technically.
That's correct. That's not what I meant. I mean that you are from that era, so your information.
Yes.
Your
Perhaps.
first-hand accounts of an age before the ruin.
Perhaps I could.
Be valuable to the
I could
scholars.
provide a few hints and pointers to help get them on the right way if they've made any mistakes.
And
Got any
your
gaps?
expertise about planar magic will also be invaluable to us.
Oh,
And I
yes,
give Lockie a significant look.
Yes.
So, just
Conversations.
to clarify, the cult is bad. Yes, cult is definitely bad. Tiamat,
very bad.
not so sure anymore. If we don't like the cult, and that is the main thing that you're trying to stop, and Tiamat does not like the cult,
Just two birds.
why not just bring Tiamat back and she can get rid of the cult?
Because then I don't think you're going to stop.
The cat said it best.
Yeah. I just can see their tail, and it's just hello.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
It's literally Shivers.
It's Shivers. I don't. She has a lot of aspects to her, and just some of the rest is no good. It's not what I believe, anyway. It's not what I think we could build.
Oh.
There must be an alternative. But
Well, I'm out of ideas.
you've done wonderfully, Shivers.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
And
by
I
the way,
think-
Shivers.
Yes.
Now that we have got the blue mask and learned of its power, are you going to stay here with your master, or will you come with us?
Well, I will have to speak with him, but our job here is well and truly done. I think we'll probably just go home now.
Oh,
Sounds like you might have a few more. Might be great need for the priests of Mors Sacris if there's going to be conflict coming ahead. It might be best to warn your brethren.
We should start making the catacombs bigger. We're going to need more space.
Yes, quite possibly.
I
was referring more to the nature of the more sacred priests to provide aid and healing when required, but yes.
Oh, we mostly just collect now.
Ah, well, jolly good. Takes a big puff on his pipe.
Oh my god.
Very, very good. Jolly good.
I suppose, Mira, you don't really need to see your old.
No, I
No.
think Tiamat explained that too. Apparently, I'm part of a bloodline that she had inserted fragments into many years ago. I think that's explanation enough for me.
Oh. Shivers is going to go up and hug Mira and just kind of like hold her. And congratulations! That's so exciting.
Shivers as you touch Mira, a little jolt of static, which if you had fur would have made it stand on end, jumps across. But you're a nude cat, so you just hug it. There's a little jolt of static as you touch her.
You must be so happy. That's exciting.
I can sense your electric energy.
That actually really hurt. I'm going to back away now.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiments. It's a lot.
Well, then, if there's nothing more to say here, perhaps we should leave this tower and
Yes,
return back
of
to
course.
the edge.
I'll take us back to the hedge maze, and we can head out from there. Follow me. I know the teleportation circles quite well at this point. The runestones.
Could we please get my master first? I don't want to leave him in. He's stuck in the room.
Oh, yes, which floor is he on?
I don't know.
We've got our TikTok. That's our TikTok. Flip it. Flip it. We're good. I don't know. It was the way voice like wavered and gave up. Well, I guess we'll check the floors until we find him, eh?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Right. That was so funny.
Well, follow me. I'll lead the way. As he begins heading back down the corridor. Bring you guys back to the tower. God, that was amazing. I just want to put that out there. As Balthasar leads you back down the corridor, you get towards that door that you hadn't previously explored, the one that the sound of wind could be heard from. Balthasar doesn't even give it a second look. He sort of heads towards the corridors and then sees all the dead bodies in the corner that have been zombified and goes, "Oh, there's some bodies. There's some dead people here. They're very dead people."
Yes, they're double dead actually.
Mr. Sniplet, come here. He picks up the cat. Don't walk in that. And he, like, steps over them very gingerly, hiking his robes up so he doesn't touch them with his like robes dragging on the ground as he steps over.
What is he thinking about the Ifrit not being there anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, do you ask him? Because that's the other way, so he wouldn't know.
Yeah, I think Lockie would want.
Yeah, probably.
Just messes with the teleporters.
The teleporters, yeah.
Yeah.
This is where we find out that he's actually like, a slave trader with the
Oh, yes. It's wonderful. All of you new merchandise will sell for a great. I don't know. Oh, you mean Taraz is the slave trader? Oh, I get you. I think you meant Balthazar for a second. I was like, wow, that's a U-turn. That's a whiplash from that character development. Yeah, as you get to the teleportation circle, you ask, you go, "Oh, that Ifrit." "Oh, yes. It's a dreadful business. Been bound here for quite some time. I believe Zonthal was leeching his energy. We should go free him. I will go free him. You stay here."
We already did that.
"Oh dear, that was a terrible idea. Why did you do that?"
What do you mean?
Well, he's an Afriti. I'm without the proper elemental protections, he probably would have unleashed a bit of fire and fury on you.
Well, he did threaten it, but I think he was just so desperate to get home that he just left.
Ah, very well. Well, if he's gone, then that's it. We don't need to worry about anything else. There is an air elemental captured a vortex in the room just behind us, but we don't need to worry about that.
No, we put a earth snake in front so it can't get out.
Earth snake.
An earth snake.
Earth snake.
I mean, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you do know air can go through cracks in doors, right?
That's
not if there's
snake there for.
Oh, so the door
stops
so you
it
sealed
getting
it.
drafty.
So you sealed the whole door with earth.
Just the bottom.
Just the bottom. Well, I can tell you the bottom's safe. It's not coming out through there. There are 3 more. Don't worry, we won't be here for long. It can't use the teleportation circle, so as long as we all get out of here.
Balthazar, before we leave, is there anything else here that we should take with us that might be beneficial?
Depends what you want. There's some books. If you've grabbed any of the valuable books from Zonthar's library.
We took some of them already.
Yeah. I've got one very good book. This is going to be a fun read.
Yeah.
I got the good one.
Balthasar doesn't see that, and he's like looking at the teleportation circle, ready to like pick which one it's going to be.
Lockie, did you want the telescope on the top of the tower?
Well, considering we're on one of the moons, I don't see any way to get it back.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I will say, it seems like only this floor is on the moon.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Otherwise, Jürgen would have been like, off into space.
when Jorgen Prowl jumped off and flew off on the Drake Ward, and it was just into astral space across the moon. No.
Good point. Good point. I would like to, if we have time.
I'll tell you what, I can see we've gone a little bit over. So in the interest of expediency, you check out couple of the floors, you find Depths. Depths is very happy to be reunited with you, Shivers, and is very happy that you've managed to collect two more husks that you can bring back with you, 2 more vessels that can be properly prepared and cared for. Depths lives, and then Balthazar teleports you to the front of the maze, to the teleportation circle in the hedge maze. Leads you out. Is very excited by your airship. Very, very, very interested in that. You guys board on the airship. It's only a couple of hours flight towards the ziggurat of Mors Sacris. If you wanted to drop Shivers and Depths off, otherwise Balthazar offers to teleport them to Mors Sacris if you guys are at a rush, and will then teleport back to your ship using your already existing teleportation circle.
You can drop him.
Drop off? Yeah.
Are you sure? I don't want to impose. You people are so busy.
After all you've done for us, Shivers. How dare you?
It is nothing. It's been a pleasure.
You guys travel over the ocean for a couple of hours and then arrive at this large, very Mediterranean-looking island. Olive groves lining the outer cliffs, quite dry, quite hot, and a series of ziggurats rising from the earth, carved of this very beautiful red, dark red, almost like a crystalline structure. You drop Shivers and Depths off. They both thank you very graciously. Depths very, very grateful for your help in getting him out of there, and getting him back home.
I give them all big hugs.
Yes, give them all big hugs. And as the airship takes off again, sort of below Shivers, you like waving up, the 2 zombies next to you waving as well, like, and one of the hands falls off. The zombie quickly bends down and puts it back on and waves again. And the airship takes off and begins flying back towards, I would say, probably towards the mainland at this point. And that...
Goodbye, new friends.
Nice.
Goodbye. I'll see you all again eventually. I'll make some room.
I'll see your vessels eventually. And that is where we will wrap up for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you so much, Raph, for coming in as Shivers. Fantastic guest character for a number of sessions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you. And thank you for everyone who came in. Thank you to the Mims crew for coming and doing a raid. Always love you guys coming and doing a raid. I saw you guys had a big lore dump episode as well tonight, so twinsies, just saying. Nice big lore dump episodes. We will be back again next Monday for more Curse of Strahd, and then again on Wednesday for more Tyranny of Dragons as we start rapidly heading towards the end of the campaign. All of you level up.
Oh, yeah!
Whoa!
All of you get a level from this.
Me too.
There was something I was hoping we'd have time to do with Jin, but actually it works better that we have more time to do it at the beginning of the next session. So Jin, if you wanted to level up in Bard, you can, to get yourself to level 10 Bard. Your 2 levels that are missing from giving up your Warlock Pact, we're going to do that as part of the roleplay exercise, because what happens with that kind of depends on your choices, and I want to have that be done live, because it's going to be really, really cool. So
okay, cool.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, everybody. We will be back again next Monday for more Curse of Strahd, but until then, stay safe, stay well. See you next time, guys. Farewell, everybody.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys.